Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Lemon Rolls with What Team Comp. I'm your host, the Uncommon Guru, and we're back into Ozalis, where Oma showed up last time and just basically said, "I'm home," and then threw a bolt of lightning at
It was fire, I thought.
oh, fire. My bad. Bolt of fire.
Pain. How about that?
Pain. Pain was definitely what it was. As
Pain. All my homies know is pain.
I mean, to be fair, that's what Vatha felt. Just a scorching burst of fire. Just don't want that anymore, please. But yes, after which you guys were able to get out, with one of you getting out eventually.
Don't look at me.
I'm looking directly at you since you immediately said don't look at you. And made your way back to the pyramid and then discussed potentials to other things you could do. You guys looked into a few things in the library. Haven't been able to really pull up much. Your role was not able to get quite what you were desiring from the library in the amount of time that you had for it. That being said, you guys did also discuss going to speak with Ryle's family, who are over in the Fire Peak Mountains that you guys had passed before, and we're also told by Vamis something about something to the north of the Fire Peak Mountains, an old giant kin temple, whatever that may entail. So, with that said, you guys are able to uh, teleport in whenever you want. Let me know if you guys are wanting to do anything before you head out. You guys have already
I
done
know we were
most of your
supposed
stuff.
to. Yeah, I know we were supposed to do something in the library, getting information of
Yes.
some sort. Can't remember
Yeah.
what on now.
I don't think I was able to get much anything.
Yeah, not with the 15 investigation, sadly.
Yeah. So personally, not with a library, but I do have something
Oh.
I'm gonna have to do before then.
You made an investigation check?
Oh, a while ago.
Last session.
I don't think I ever made one.
It was between sessions.
That explains a lot.
Okay.
If you two wanted to roll your own investigation checks, let me know what you're looking for and roll them. Let you know if you find anything.
Yeah, there's all three of us.
Oh, looking information for the fucking. You know what? I'm just gonna use this fucking word. The triad of bullshit that we were supposed to be preventing here.
That works.
What did Jairus look for?
Yeah, he was looking for the same stuff. He didn't find much though.
You didn't find much of
Well,
anything
I
yet.
guess
Mhm.
Earthos is going to look for books on the the history of rulers of Osalis.
Oh my god! What a way to start.
Sounds good.
Paris, you're
You're
Friday
Friday.
character.
No, Lily is dead.
Man, look at it. Earthos is smart boy.
Look at that difference there.
Yeah, right. Look at
Oh no, I only rolled a 13.
Yes, rub it in.
that.
While I
Anyway.
defenestrate you through a fucking window, you negative strength bitch.
Cats always land on their feet.
You ain't a cat
Coughs and
though, you're a
medicine.
demon.
Coughs and plus 11 medics in check, Rengen.
Call me when you can eat a log, weakling.
Can you?
Not you, Earthos.
Call me
Can
when
you?
eat a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd legit. I wouldn't use it myself. I'd literally
Hey, someone.
create a contraption to do it for me.
You know what? Actually, no.
Are you typing out the stuff that they find with that, Dawn, or?
No, I'm trying to fill in stuff that I finally got to actually put in for this.
Oh, me? You talking about me when I said
Yes,
Oh.
because he told me he had names for them, and then he sent them to me as soon as session started.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Um, So I'm gonna. I'll just DM you what I'm
Looking
doing
for?
the investigation check for, and then we can just move on, basically.
Yeah, I'll let you know more information later.
Okay.
Both of you, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah. Not you. You didn't find anything.
I know.
Way to rub it in, dude. Not you.
Fucking NPR and Don are just like all for fucking taunting and rubbing
They're
shit in
out
people's
for blood
faces today.
They're
Yeah,
out for blood today.
I'm about to end you.
Careful who you end. You may
after,
need them.
By the way,
Not you.
after a few hours in the library, Jairus will excuse himself to go pack. Is there anything else anyone else wanted to do?
How many hours were you guys spending on that?
I think it was like we had 6 hours to do it or something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Sure, fuck it. Alright, I'll try to work on something, Guru. I wanna work on, it's a kind of like rectangular thing, but it's like a rectangular prism, but the middle and sides are hollowed out, so it's just the top, bottom, and then the far end has a, one end has a hinge on it, and the other has a lock on it,
Okay.
basically. Side, lock on one side. Like, so, basically, so something could be slid in the middle of it.
Okay.
And it could lock.
Certainly sounds interesting. I'm not gonna make you roll anything. I'm gonna say you get the first parts of it done. Since it sounds like it has a few complexities to it, it'll take you a little bit more time to get like the hinges and such down. But you'll be able to at least get the starting pieces of it quickly put together to be able to work on the more complex stuff later. Unless you want to do it the other way around and do the complex stuff first, and then do the simple things later.
Well, most of it's just I bend 2 pieces of metal. And then it's legit for one part of it. All I have to do is bend 2 pieces of metal, then hinge and lock. That's all it would take, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So, up to you.
I'll say you're able to get most of it done today. You'll need just one more rest, essentially, one more long rest worth of work to get it done and make sure it's all working. You have it.
I'll take it with me since I'm going to a fucking dwarf city.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll be able to get it fucking done today when I have more free time, if what happens.
Yeah, of course. But yes. So, then Aurora.
I'm gonna grab some of those cool outfits I got in my closet.
Cool.
Nice.
Just a handful of them. Just like this one, this one, this one.
The role's a very
You know
simple
what? I'm
one.
gonna swap out some of my old stuff to make room because I'm running out of space in the handy haversack. I'm not gonna lie.
Fair enough.
Also, I misheard. I thought she said some of my Odin stuff. I'm like, what?
There are a number of different styles of clothing in there, ranging from more formal-looking dresses to battle dresses to more just straightforward. This is almost armor in design, but not actually armor. Looking at the material, you'd guess they probably wouldn't work well with your. For those ones, wouldn't work well with your unarmored defense. Just you're tougher without those ones on.
Okay. I'll take some of the ones that look more like battle dresses, but not the ones that look like they have armor on, and then I'll take like one fancy outfit.
Cool. Easy enough.
Armored areolas. He needs no armor, only good looks.
That's the perks of playing a monk and a barbarian. Alright, so. Next day comes up. The
Wait.
map. What?
First of all, we're leaving a little in the afternoon since it's 6 hours, right?
Yeah, and we woke up
Correct.
early and started doing
Probably
this, so it'd be
Yeah, like
like
1 in
one.
the afternoon. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And secondly, Jairus has stuff that he needs to talk to everyone about.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Let's do it. Yeah, Jairus will I don't know, go around and gather everyone up. And once we're all together, his expression's kind of stern, and he's like, I've received more news. And I believe the siege on Dedeville will be coming up in about a week's time or so.
Oh, good to know.
And I also have reason to believe that they may be trying to... Wait, let me find the name. I need to have these on, like, shorthand. Where the fuck is the names? I take too many notes.
No, you don't.
Oh, I take way too many fucking notes. Hold on, I almost have it. Okay. He's like, and I have reason to believe they will be using the town to summon Tiernon back.
Oh,
Fuck, okay.
fucking hell.
So, from what I see, I could talk to Father to see if he knows of a teleportation circle in Dedeville. Because I know they have one near it, but it's still a bit away, ways away from it.
The closest one we have from that's marked on the map is a week's journey.
Yeah.
It would give us just enough time to reach there.
Okay. Right. Well, do we know anything about Tiranon and their relationship to Oma?
Don, this is a question that might actually be answered by the info I found. So, yay or nay?
Right. So Paris, you're looking for details on all three of them at the same time, correct?
Essentially, yeah.
All right. So that does mean that you're not going to find as much specific information. Just so you're aware, I'm not going to be that kind to be like, yes, you know all these things about these, you know, but you'll have been able to see various things between all of them. Tiranon is known as the Lady of Anarchy. She is a demon lady, meaning that she has, at the very least, a stance of power within the abyss, or at least she did, until she was slain by a hero who was able to essentially pin her down and, for lack of better terminology, rip her limb from limb in order to destroy each part of her individually to ensure that she had basically a very orderly death to help ensure that she was destroyed off the material plane. And they tried to use that to essentially keep her off of it, but there was something strange about the way that she died that was unsettling for some people.
Do I know what that is?
The way that they described it was that as soon as she died with her head as the last piece, laughing. Very cognizant of everything that was going on to the rest of their form.
The thing is, if the town's being fucking surrounded by the cunts, we're going to be on opposite sides of the people defending it, right?
Potentially, but we can't very well just leave it so that they summon another out of the three that we're supposed to keep down.
What about...
Actually, about
Oma?
that.
Hold on.
Go
Is
on, you
Oma-
Maddie.
Go ahead.
Somebody say something.
Is Oma more lawful than orderly?
Do either of us know that?
Technically, yes. He has been supposedly an entity that is capable of, you know, lawless evil as well, but it is difficult to say what he will do now that he's back.
Okay.
Well, if we just charge in there right now, and it would make it a week. If we're late at all, then we run into a town that already has a thing summoned, and we're underprepared for it.
Wait, Jairus, how do you know it's going to be a week?
Hold on. He he smiles like he normally does.
Oh, I know that face.
I look at him. I give him the look.
He okay, he says I've been talking to several of my friends recently.
Friends in the Red Hand?
A friend of all of ours, actually.
I'm gonna take a wild stab into Telvira.
He shakes his head.
See?
No.
If you said Rankin, that isn't a friend of mine.
Who is the only red hand friend that we've come across?
Okay. Oh, interesting.
Wait, the big fuck?
You know, it's
Who's to say he just wouldn't be lying to you? I mean, he seemed pretty loyal to the fucking Red Hand.
I don't think he's lying.
Something tells me Jarvis did something a little bit, Jarvis-like to convince him that he's on the same side.
He's smiling still.
Uh-huh.
Do you all know of the summer storm?
Do I?
Nope.
I can't remember if I
You've heard of the name before, yes.
Shakes her head, no.
I haven't gotten a confirmation yet about this, but I think the Summer Storm group is actually the one surrounding Deadville. And the Red Hand and them are allies, and they'll be joining them soon.
Yeah, that sounds like a fucking army. What the fuck could we do to stop that?
Good question.
That's why I'm like, I don't see the benefit of us going right now without a
I don't see the
plan.
benefit of us letting them summon another either.
So,
How would we have a choice in the matter if
Okay.
they have a fucking army behind them?
okay, so you're saying that a group is going to be joining the Red Hand soon.
No, the Red Hand's going to be joining another group.
Okay. Okay, well, is the Red Hand group large already, or...
That we don't know anything about.
It doesn't matter if we have to get there in a week. That's what, because they'd have their reinforcements by then, right? Am I crazy here or no? Because
It is what
we
I
take a
would
week to we take a week to get there. They have reinforcements and an army, and we're on the other side of our allies.
If we do anything, it would have to be stealthily.
Which half of us aren't. That's why I suggest we still go to Fire Peak Mountain and we see if there's a teleportation circle to the inside of the city.
If there isn't, though, then
It's wasted time.
we would have to go through the outside anyway.
It's fucking suicide, in my opinion, how it looks like rushing Deadville right now. If there truly is about to be an army by the time we get there, who are we going to be able to stand? How the fuck would we be able to stand up to that?
Well, it'd be good if we knew exactly what kind of forces Deadville has.
But
Sure.
the thing is, if we went from the outside in, we wouldn't be with them. We'd be on our own on the opposite side.
What if we had a force of our own on the outside?
Jarvis,
Yes?
you're still in contact with the no, oh my goodness, I can't remember her name. The necromancer. No.
Yes, He did. By the way, he did tell you that he heard from her this morning. So that's how he was able to tell you guys the town was surrounded from her.
Is there a chance that she could tell us or give us an estimate of how many there are there already?
I don't think she has much information at the moment. She said we would speak again when they find out more.
What about the druids?
I don't think the druids are going to do
I'm
much.
I'm positive they have their hands full. Right?
Well, currently, what they were supposed to be doing was basically creating a treaty with Father in terms of stay out of this space when building.
But, of course, the meeting's probably adjourned as soon as they receive word that, well, the king is no
Is
longer
not a
king.
king.
He's the king technically as long as he's alive. It's just someone's taken over the land. He's still the king. Someone else, I don't think that's gonna stop him from being the fucking king. He's not in control, but he's still the king. King is more than just a job, it's a title. And one that's really hard to be
Okay, right now, this is not what's important that we need to be
Not
talking about.
relevant, really. He doesn't really have the power, right?
I'm saying he's probably being hunted, but that's what I was trying to get across.
Well, yeah, the king does remain a symbol of hope.
Exactly.
So killing him would be a good call, I guess, on that part. But yes, if we went to the druids, we could perhaps attempt to convince them to help us with Dedeville.
Certainly an idea, and it's a better idea than anything we've got right now.
I disagree with that.
You always disagree.
Yes, because I could try to get us reinforcements with a lot of fucking armor, a lot of weapons in the place we were already going.
And they would take several weeks to get to Dedeville.
Not if I can actually get us away inside of it. That's what I'm saying.
But we know that the druids are nearby
Just-
Dedeville.
But we don't know if they'll help. is
We
the
don't
thing.
know if your army will help either.
I think I could persuade harder than to the druids than to, or my father more than the druid.
What if we went to Fireproof Mountains? One of us sends a message to our father, the king, to try and convince the druids, since he's probably the most appropriate person to do so.
Either him or Isaac.
Well,
They
Isaac
are
would
together
be a
right
good
now.
so if we do that, we can kill two birds with one stone.
Felix
Yes,
does.
Doesn't seem to be a downside with that.
Are you still able to message someone, or have you used the last of your... She kind of like, you know how you like kind of move your hand in a circle when you can't really figure out a term? That's what she's doing!
I could send a message if you'd like.
I very much appreciate it. What the hell do we tell him? And she looks at Earthos.
What would we tell whom? Sorry, I had a bit of a blank there. I guess just a gist of the situation in Dedeville.
Okay, so...
Tell them there's a week before a second is being summoned in Dedeville.
Wait, okay, out of character. Are we assuming that for a week, it's a week before the thing gets summoned? Because I thought Jarvis was saying, you know, it'll
It's a
be a
week's
week
travel.
to travel. Yeah, it's a week's to travel from the teleportation point to Dataville is what he was saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not a week
And it's
before
a-
the thing is summoned.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought he was
I thought
also
you said-
saying that.
I thought
No.
you said
Said-
it was.
He was saying that we have at least a week. before it gets summoned, but that's all he knows that we have time for.
So we could have more time, but we could also
Have
potentially have
less.
exactly that much time.
Exactly. It could be exactly
Yeah.
a week or more.
Yeah. So we could say, we could just cut it short and say in a week's time, because we need to be conservative about this. No, not conservative. We need to be, well, yeah, conservative.
No,
that
you're
is.
conservative.
Yeah, in a week's time, a second will be summoned. They know what, there's a first, so yeah. Can you convince the druids to help Dedeville? Something like that.
Should
Also
we put-
referencing Dedeville is where it's being summoned. But, yeah.
You might. Okay, so he might not exactly know what we mean when he says a second will be summoned, because I don't know what Isaac told you exactly, and Isaac is not. I love him dearly, but I don't know how well he would describe the situation to Father.
Just say enemy. A second enemy will be summoned.
There we go.
A second titan, a second great, a beast of something. Something like but different.
Also, I mean,
What?
for when it looks like they're trying to take over. Unless they have to summon them in these locations, it looks like they're specifically taking over the south of Roselis.
If it's a, I might be putting a lot of hope in this. Tyrannom, whatever her name is, she's a demon, and at least one that had a decent chunk of power when she existed. She looks at her and goes, Father might actually know about her.
Huh?
Oh. She turns to Giles. Is there a way that you can work a name into the message?
He nods.
Please. Please and thank you.
Out of character, I didn't hear what you asked.
Basically, because Tyrannom, and I'm probably saying this wrong, is a demon lady and one that had a position of power somewhat in the Abyss, she's wondering if their father might know about her because of what he is.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
It's less a question and more her going, he might know, so work her name in there. Be right back real quick.
Yep. Gyrus is good at this word count. Mm. Alright, and we wanted to send this to the king or Isaac?
The king, from the sound of it.
Sounds like it, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm gonna be real, like, I sure hope Gyrus didn't give you guys bad info. After discussing,
I mean, he only understands things to his understanding.
We'll see. This is the best he could piece together.
We're all putting our faith in you, Gyrus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I really want to hear.
Alright, let me send it to you, Dawn.
If you don't know what's going on, all hope is lost.
And to the king, of course. These sendings are always tricky because Gyrus likes to use fancy language. Let me make sure I mark that off too.
Hmm.
Okay, good question. Fire Peak Mountains. The fire giants are there, right?
On the
With my
opposite
family.
mountain peak
Yeah,
of your
opposite
home.
mountain peak. Is there a volcano in one of them, or one of the mountains?
There is basically under
inactive.
both mountains that the
Under
people
both
inhabiting.
mountains?
Oh yeah, that's where you guys get your men from.
I just had a thought, by the way, guys.
Hmm?
Ex-King of Ozelis summoned in the capital, right? This demonic creature is summoned in the southernmost area, which I think that might be a coincidence, but it's by cultists. What if they want to summon the dragon that breathes fire in one of the mountains with lava inside of it?
It's not a terrible idea.
Why does he have to ask me a question? I'm gonna have to burn up another spell slot.
He's not expecting you to do this immediately, obviously, but you wouldn't know that.
Who?
Yeah.
What? Oh, he actually was. Oh. But yeah, that's just a thought I had, because a gold Draco Lich, you know, fire, the kind of
Thematic, yeah.
thematic,
Yeah.
the ex-King of Ozelis coming out of, you know, the castle. Thematic.
Question is, why would all three be summoned? Seems like the Black Hand don't know about Tyranol.
Could be individual groups with their own agendas.
And it seems like Tyranon wouldn't particularly like Oma.
Right.
Could be just very bad timing.
So, part of me is thinking, oh, maybe the Red Hand and the Black Hand is both summoning their own creatures to fight against each other.
Eh?
However, that's too simple. That assumes that they know what they're doing.
That also take persuading a being of pure chaos.
Yes. I mean, it certainly sounds like most of the group would be stupid enough to try, but of course Stilton isn't.
Something tells me someone can't be heard. Because I keep hearing leaving noises. Well, Taru, I think.
Taru.
Hello.
Okay. Sorry, Dad called.
You're fine.
Is Paris back yet?
Not as far as I'm aware.
Okay. I'm kinda awaiting so she hears this too, but... Okay, well, after a second, Jairus will be like, actually, let me make sure I put that in my notes. He will say, your father says that he'll do what he can.
Okay. That's something.
He
It's
is
all we
also-
can ask of him, really.
Yeah.
He is also concerned for you. Both of you.
I'm back.
Okay.
Your father said he would do what he can, Pear.
And also that he's concerned for both of us.
Wait for that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He should be concerned for himself, honestly.
They want to kill all of us, remember? So
he he's the priority, though.
Yeah.
He gets the priority, and then it's like, all right, so we killed the leader. Now let's move down the line.
Yeah. So, I am having a very,
I just thought of something very, very evil to say.
Hmm?
In my brain, I just legit went, so this is why father had so many kids.
Royalty families are kind of
Oh.
like that.
yeah. He
But
has,
anyway.
he had kids because he needs heirs.
Yeah.
That's it. But yes, I have this gnawing sensation in the back of my head that somehow someone is pulling strings to get all three summoned and just cause utter chaos and death
I
for
mean-
some maleficent purpose.
Are you doing this like in the war room area, or you guys you guys found your own private room to discuss this?
I think he would have picked war room area.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
I suppose Vamus wants to chip in.
Oh yeah, Vamus is just watching you guys. Just like every now and then he holds my finger, just kind of slowly puts it down, just like, no, I'm gonna let you guys continue.
Vamus, if you're going to do that, could you at least, point something out?
I mean, I did, and I'm just trying to decide whether or not because I mean, if it's what I think it is, that implies that they're doing more than even I was thinking at first, because I was just thinking they were acting on their own. This sounds like they've gotten, their fingers in a lot deeper, considering I mentioned that Oma had a group of warlocks underneath his retinue called the Blacklight.
The Blacklight.
Blacklights.
What?
I
What?
I mentioned this a while ago. Did
Out of
none of you
character,
hear
he
that?
did.
He did?
Oh yeah, he
What?
mentioned this in
Okay.
game. Yeah. I mentioned that it was when I was discussing to you guys about
Oh,
Oma.
there it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you
Yeah,
think
there it
that,
is.
Do you think the Black Light could have evolved over time into the Black Hand?
The Black Hand are paladins. That's my only thing, and so that implies to me that it's not them. That being said, that
mean-
doesn't mean it's not that it's impossible that they are or are not the
I'm
Black Hand. Just that it's
rather-
unlikely.
I'm rather uneducated on the more magic user side. What exactly are warlocks and paladins?
Paladins are people who swear an oath to a belief, a god, a purpose, etc., and they get their abilities through that oath and through that, essentially making magically bound promises with that oath. They're able to restrict their lives, and in doing so gain a measure of power they would not normally obtain. A warlock, on the other hand, makes promises to an entity, and that entity gives them power so long as they're either doing things that are close enough to the fulfillment of their promises between them. Basically, you don't break one side of the agreement and the other will fulfill their purpose, fulfill their part of the agreement.
Well,
Sometimes
what
it's-
if the Blacklight had some sort of shared contract of sorts? And since Oma disappeared, they thereafter swore themselves to that contract, as opposed to Oma himself.
I mean, it's definitely possible. It would be a way for them to have that power, but the thing about killing entities of a celestial nature or even a fiendish nature is that killing them, like a normal entity, they don't tend to stay dead at the very least. They tend to, well, come back or be able to come back to life in some regard, as we've clearly just seen.
Or suppose, perhaps there are simply some Blacklight warlocks, or descendants perhaps,
Perhaps.
that are just hiding amongst the Black Hand. The Black Hand is just a front, perhaps.
I mean, I don't imagine the Black Hand themselves are a front, simply because they've been around for a good chunk of time, at least so far as I've known them. But that doesn't mean that they're not being influenced by an outside source.
Well, of course. I mean, the Red Hand are led by Dalton, a complete antithesis of anarchy. What's to say that the Black Hand are not governed by someone who has their own darker
Ideals
agenda?
and yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing with you on that.
But yes, well, that's very useful information. Still, the name Vamian really sticks with me.
Who's Vamian?
Really?
That's
That's
a-
the one
that's-
fuck you don't know? Yeah, that's the one person you don't know, really? Out of all the names? I've heard that one through Pat. Riles heard that one already, right?
He's been told it by the group.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
heard that
that
one
being
kind of
said,
interesting.
Vamian is, as far as I knew, is a fairly new wizard, wasn't he? Fairly, well, not new, but not very well known. So, I suppose that makes sense. He is what I believe, at least right now, to be a driving force behind a lot of things happening in recent times.
Such as?
Well, let me see.
Oh, wait, he was the guy that broke into this place a few times, right? Didn't he do that? Didn't he break in here a few times, right? We found out from Chef or Cook.
Perhaps.
Some of his minions have entered the pyramid before, yes,
Hmm.
and they wander around outside.
Interesting.
He also apparently discovered the secret to becoming younger. Or
Eating his vegetables? What do you mean? There's a lot of different ways to do that when you're a wizard.
he exited a pot and screamed that it worked.
Hmm.
After having studied extensively the anatomies of various creatures, changelings, the
No.
I can never myconids, myconids, and such.
What do those have in common?
I'm not sure, but he apparently discovered something quite exciting, I guess.
Hmm.
But he is nonetheless a rather evil figure. Well, not so much evil, more selfish and very powerful, which altogether make up a very dangerous combination.
It's still unclear what his true goal is. He obviously seems interested in the lexicon, though.
Wonder why. I mean, there's no. I don't know all the names in the lexicon, so it might be that there's. There better not be another goddamn lich in this world. I don't need more of those.
What if there is an aspiring lich?
I mean, there's plenty of aspiring liches out there, unfortunately.
What
Fools, a lot of
exactly
them,
is-
but.
What is a lich?
So imagine you want to preserve your soul, and then you want to keep it bound to your skeleton. as a way of continuing to exist. You're trying to keep it bound to your entire form, but unfortunately, that's not how that works. You have to have something removed, essentially. And well, there are ways to go about it that are not as bad or as terrible, but well, there's plenty of ways for it to do exactly that.
Like a chain of sorts.
Kind of.
Though they used
Specifically
to be like
for their soul.
Okay.
Essentially,
So
they
that's
don't allow
the
Metalos to take them, despite their very physical form saying, yes, you must be taken.
Metalos?
Metalos, the first of the dead, the first of those who was given to Aitse. He's a god. God of the dead.
I don't know about him.
That's okay. Most people tend to forget to worship, the god of death.
Well, I just don't know who he is. Never really learned much about the gods. Don't really have them. Anyway, we have
You whose father is a cleric don't care. Okay.
Don't ask.
my father is a cleric,
Yes.
not me.
I didn't say you were.
So don't be surprised.
I'm allowed to be surprised.
But we have business to attend to, don't we? He's looking to the group.
Assie's rubbing her temples at this point.
I'm ready if you are.
Sure.
So
Let's get this over
we're
with.
out of character. We're going to Fire Peak Mountains.
Yep.
Okay.
From what I can understand.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
Where we're going is not going to teleport us to the city we need to be in, but it's relatively close. So there's not going to be a lot of travel. It should only take a few hours, I believe, to get there. Yeah, alright. Remember, if we do manage to get a teleportation circle, 1, in the Far Peak Mountains, we can bond to that one. And 2, in Dedaville, if we find one in there too, we could bond to that. That's how I believe these things work.
Takes a day.
Huh?
It takes a day to do so, but yes, you can.
Takes a day? No, fuck, alright.
Okay.
Let's go then.
Yeah.
Alright. Who first? Probably you, Ryan.
I
since
mean, if
you're
you
the
just, we can do it at the same time, but yeah, we can just start focusing on it.
one.
All right. You start focusing on it, and away you go.
I wait a bit. I look as if I'm focusing,
Okay.
but I wait a bit.
Okay. Everyone else?
I'll head off.
All right. So you head off.
Yeah, I still wait to be the last.
Okay. So Ryle is off, and Rora is off. 2 of you are currently not moving.
Joris.
Yeah, he's looking through his bag. And
Missing something.
No, I was just rechecking. He suddenly gasps and goes up to his room.
What? He looks at Earthos and just kind of gestures like, you first.
Gyrus never forgets things.
No, he doesn't. That's why I'm waiting.
Alright. He will go.
"5 minutes before we go and grab him," and she looks at Earthos.
Hmm?
5 minutes before we go and grab him?
He already went.
Yeah,
I thought he
yeah,
said
you were.
linger.
No.
Oh! Then I'll wait 5 minutes to see if he comes back down.
So, clarifying, Earthos went to get Gyrus or he left?
He left
Cool.
to Fire Peak Mountain.
Cool. Gyrus.
Mm-hmm. DM'd you, Dawn.
You just DM'd me, so...
Yep. I don't know why the delayed reaction, but yeah. I mean, I don't know why the message was late.
Okay. So, you wait 5 minutes, Paris. He hasn't come downstairs yet.
Heading to the room.
He is not in the room.
I'll head down to Vamus. Question.
Mm-hmm.
Where's his amulet?
What do you mean?
Where's Jarvis's amulet?
Oh, you're
no.
asking. Are you asking to Vamian? Not Vamian. Vamus. Wrong
Yeah.
person. Wrong V. Wrong V. I'm allowed. No, I won't. You get to suffer. Not you,
Huh?
Paris.
Oh.
Yeah, you get to suffer.
What? Okay.
Yeah, no, you made it. You finally made the choice. You get to suffer now.
Wait, what?
Okay, whatever. Go ahead.
You know,
I'm
I'll let
so
you know. I'll let you know. I'm joking with you. No one else knows what it is yet, so I can't say yet.
Jesus
know.
Christ. If you could please tell me where he is. He's not in his room.
He's gone to Deadaville, hasn't he?
I can check. Sure. He will go over and he will check the map. I mean, he's a ways away from it since that's the closest one to it, but yeah, he's near it.
Yeah, what?
Near the portal, the one near it.
Ah! He looks up. And she'll touch your amulet, and if I remember correctly, you can speak to people through it. Jarvis, what the hell are you doing?
It takes like 10 minutes to go
Yeah.
there, so...
He's still in
She'll
transit.
You may as well, like, go to Fire Peak Mountain.
No, the problem is she doesn't know which way to go.
Oh. So this week we'll do Fire Peak Mountain, and next week we'll do Deadaville, right?
So hold on, Paris, you're going to Dataville as well?
She doesn't know which place to go, so she's waiting the 10 minutes until she can speak to him to figure out what the fuck he is doing there.
See, at some point, Ryle would try to shout at both of you, "Where the fuck are you people?" Because that's 15 minutes. 5 minutes Ryle would have been there before you get a chance to talk to Gyrus. So yeah, at some point, Ryle's be like, "Where the fuck are you people now?"
Jarvis went to fucking Deadaville!
I'm not surprised. I was kind of expecting him to do it when we left fucking Valfest.
Hmm. I was literally looking at that point out of character, and I was thinking,
If he's going and he didn't tell you, that means he probably didn't want you to go with him.
She stopped responding. And she's just waiting.
You do not get a reply back, except for
The owl.
yeah, well, crow.
Crow, actually. Yeah.
Crow.
Close enough.
oh, that's the one.
Hmm.
You hear Athos, because he probably gets to like the Fire Peak Mountain, yeah, around this time. Be like, you know, Cassie, it's not worth it. If he's going off on his own, we can't really afford to chase after him.
I'm gonna DM you something real quick, sorry, and then she'll teleport to Fire Peak Mountain.
Ooh, sorry.
So you guys are in Fire Peak Mountain. A couple hours that it takes to get there brings you there around sundown-ish, give or take. It's not too terribly close to sunset, but it's, you know, going to be there soon, as, you know, time is wont to be. That being said, Ryle, as soon as you're in the area, you're already like looking around, just like, yeah, this is near enough to home. You can almost smell the forges at this point.
He's also looking out for anything strange.
Make a perception check.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you're like in the area, strange.
Yeah, like Vatha will be flying a bit high to see
Mhm.
if anything was weird too.
Mhm.
So perception from me, 14. Perception from Vatha,
10.
10.
All right. With your view, things seem relatively normal. When you eventually get Vatha to come down, because you're going to be going inside the mountain, Vatha will actually have something to tell you, because she has an aerial view that gives her a different perspective. In Draconic, she will tell you, your people are removing more trees than usual. That's certainly different. Or perhaps it is the others who are removing the trees.
Alright.
The others being the giants.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, alright. Let's continue, I guess.
Okay, so yeah, you guys are able to approach the mountainside. There's guards and such at the entrance, but not like, oh, you cannot enter. More like they're looking at you guys, just like giving you a kind of a once over, like, you're new to town, essentially. Like, all right, state your business.
I'm a stone grinder. Is that enough? Is that good enough?
I mean, you're returning home. I wasn't asking your business. Your business is your business. I was asking the others.
There with
My
me.
business is
Oh.
with him. He points to Ryle.
Bringing in friends. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Strange folk you're bringing with you, but I ain't one to judge.
So we're let in.
Yeah, you're let in.
Yeah.
They give
Alright.
some of you kind of like a one-star, especially Venrora. Venrora, they're looking over with like a side eye of just,
Does he come up above my waist?
He comes up barely above your waist, but yes, he does.
That's fair.
But yes, you guys are able to enter the thunderous halls of the Fire Peak Mountains, and even just entering, you can almost immediately kind of get the sense of what this place is about, because it's noisy. You can hear many of the clanks and clangs of forges being used to beat on armor and weapons and whatever else may have you, whatever else projects there may be at that current time for whoever is making it. And Ryle, there's a faint almost melody to things, but it's casual. It's like, no, this is the kind of home. Nothing too spectacular, but at the same time, it's just kind of nice. It is filled with many walkways that look like they're either made of carved stone or look like someone moved stone into blocks, carved it, and then crafted it into various bridges, which seem to be a very significant highlight of the place. It's filled with like catwalks and such as that. It is an expanse, if you will. So I'm guessing you guys are heading straight to the Stonegrider household to begin
Probably
either
for the
asking
best.
questions and such as that. All right. So heading to there, Ryle, you know the way home. It's not that hard to get there. That being said, with all that you've currently been through and done, it's just kind of a moment to take everything in and kind of relax, take in, the sounds of everything and breathe for a moment, which is nice. But eventually you see your home in the distance and kind of have to breathe out and kind of realize, well, I'm here now. Guess we're going to see what's going to happen.
Yeah. I'm gonna give one last warning for the rest of you. Whatever my father introduces himself as, call him by exactly that. No nicknames. I know probably one could do it anyway, but just want to throw it out there.
Alright.
Okay.
I've never been the best with titles, but I'll do my best.
And I'll just knock on the door. I'm not just gonna let myself in.
Not even letting himself into his own house, damn.
One second here.
Oh, okay. I was like, they actually making this loud word.
So you return home, and there's. I'm guessing you just knock on the door first because the door's it's locked. As is to be
Oh
expected
yeah,
here.
he's not even going. He would know it's knocked. Or he would know it's locked. He's knocking first. He
Obviously.
wouldn't try the handle. Yeah.
Okay. So he tries the handle. It's locked. Give it a quick knock.
No, I said he
Oh,
doesn't
oh,
try
yeah.
the handle. Yeah.
That's what I thought you said. I'm
Very
like, wait, did I hear that wrong? No. So
Yeah.
I did hear it right. So yeah, you knock, and there's a faint, faint noises of a few different things being moved around, and then your middle sister opens up the door, and she kind of gives you a little once over, and then kind of looks at you and just like, Ryle, come in, come in. Things have been really busy right now. Come in. Who? These people with you?
Yes, Aaron. It's just us.
Oh,
Apparently.
but Chase, come in. Come in, all. Don't mess up too much. You see a young dwarf just kind of running around. She's like, hey, go. Snaps kind of points, and they like make like a oh, and they kind of run off. She's like, yes, welcome. Welcome to the Stone Grinder household. Please make yourself, well, comfortable. I wouldn't say at home. But yes, you're back. I thought that you were going to be out for a while longer.
Thought I was too, but some shit has gone down as a. By the way, everybody, this is Saren.
Pleasure.
Saren, this is my group of my motley crew.
Welcome to the Stone Grinder household, Motley Crew. It is a pleasure to meet you all.
Can we please be known as the motley crew, please?
It's a working name.
No, I don't know if many people get that reference, but
It's
Reminds
a
me of
singer.
something, but I can't think of it off the top of my head.
It's a singer's name, as far as I can remember.
Groups, I
band.
believe, yeah.
Yeah.
yes, yeah, the motley crew. Yes.
She kind of looks you all over and just like, have a seat. You need me to go get father?
If he's not doing anything, yeah, that'd be useful.
I mean, he's usually doing something, but he can be, his attention can be,
If he's not doing anything important.
he's, she kind of makes like this kind of not really kind of expression, just like, I mean, he could be, but really he probably isn't. But she will move and go to where she can get his attention. And so you guys will be able to have a seat. As you are able to kind of like look around and get a sight of his house and whatnot, you see a fairly young woman just kind of sitting off to the side, kind of just got a book in their hand, just kind of flipping the pages every now and then. They do give you like a precursor kind of look up, stare at you for a moment, look back down, and just keep reading.
Not even gonna fucking tell me hi. Jeez, fucking Christ. I've been gone for the longest, Des, but you can give me some love.
They look up at you slowly. Welcome home, and look back down at their book.
Fuck you.
She kind of scrunches in a little bit, just like too many friends.
What, jealous that I have some?
Fuck you.
You smile. Do you guys need any of you hungry or something? Well, so supper will be soonish, but anything? You just looking at the party.
I mean,
fine.
usually yes, but I can wait.
Question, Paris.
Hmm?
What's Cassie's face like through the journey of getting here?
It's a blank expression.
Well, is it blank for like? Is it black woman blank where it's hard RBF, or is it just normal blank?
It's the best way that I can describe this. Call me a weeb if freaking one. You know when a fucking anime character gets depressed and they just lose the color to their eyes? Damn, there. Yeah, there you go.
Mmm.
Hey, Cassie.
Hmm.
He kind of just holds up the thing he was working. Give this to the fuck next time we see him.
Yeah.
And he'll hold out the thing. It's a thing for that I was making him that he could lock his books and no one could get into it without a key.
Okay.
That I was
Okay.
making for him. But I'll finish it over time, but I don't feel like doing it now. Seems kind of useless to finish it now. I can make the fucker wait.
She'll put it in her bag. the expression does not change.
I know it doesn't, but Wha- I just saw that on the corner of my screen. What is that context?
Fucking eyes!
Just see that at the corner of my screen, and I don't even know the context.
I can't either. It just popped up in my notification. That was the first Discord notification I fucking noticed.
Ryle will look to the rest of the group. So the scrawny fuck left. And
Gathered that, yes.
so he is going to do the thing of the man on the inside type thing, I assume. Or he's just fucking off. Who knows? Pretty sure the man on the inside thing though. Because if I wanted to just get away, I wouldn't go in between bumfuck 1 and bumfuck 2, you know what I mean? So if he's doing that, well, let's hope he doesn't fucking die. Which if he does, I mean, only himself to blame. But we can get information out of that if he starts talking to us once he gets there. But that'll probably be for a week or so, or he just rides that uncomfortable fucking horse of his.
Well, either way, he's currently on his own.
Yeah, I plan on annoying the shit out of him later through sending.
You're only gonna get us 12.
No, I don't care. It's not for him, it's for me. What did you say, Parrish? Cut out for me.
She just does like this. Honestly, the best way to describe it: one shoulder shrug.
Yeah. Where's the fuck is one of my nephews? He's looking around for one of his nephews.
One of them kind of like as soon as you say that, one of them pops their head up like big, like they've lost like 2 teeth clearly.
Hey nephew.
Hey.
Here's a fucking sword. And he just hands him one of the swords. He took from an orc at one point.
Oh
Yes!
my God.
He runs off with the sword. You
What do
can.
you got there? A sword! No!
Some long sword probably he found through his adventure.
He's not like he's like trying to hold it up, and he's clearly having to like kind of halfway like toddle around with it. So it's dangerous looking with it, but at the same time, yeah.
I've dulled it. He doesn't know.
He doesn't know, obviously.
I've dulled it to a point where it still looks like it could cut somebody, but it can't really.
Yeah,
Unless you put the
Saren
fuck
is
on
not
it.
yelling at him because she knows you would do that.
Yeah, it's dulled, but the man has a. It's still something you get hit with. It's gonna hurt.
Oh yeah, it's iron.
At that point, it's just a club. He just watches him run off and just gives a finger wave to him. That a lad. By the way, since I did introduce, that's Des, by the way, and points to the one reading.
Hello.
She's the fucking nerd of the family.
She heard her name, said hello, realized what it was, and then just immediately goes back into her book. Also, it would be in this sort of room, right, Butters, for the.
Oh, probably. If it's
Oh, yeah.
like the living room.
So yeah, you guys are sitting down and whatnot, and there's something interesting.
Huh?
There's tapestries woven
Huh?
clearly a decent number of years ago, probably a good amount of years ago, with like a person who's on it, and there's various things that appear to be indicated with the drawings, or not the drawings, the weavings of it and such, that give the impression that this is a person of, reputation and such like that, especially for a dwarf. Looking almost, granted, very much a lot longer hair, a lot more, not like his dreadlock sort of look, but of someone who looks remarkably like Ryle. even
Just
better
kinda
because
looks
you're
around
robot
and
in there.
nods.
So yeah, the walls, whole bunch of content that, you know, again, it's similar, but there's enough distinct enough differences that you're like, maybe he was posing for him in a certain way, but with the way that Ryle's kind of worn his dreads and not really changed him, you're not sure about that. Especially with Dwarven Pride and such. Anything you guys want to ask or discuss before they bring in more people? I'm gonna,
Taking that as a no.
yeah, I'm gonna presume from the silence that's a no.
I thought you said they're bringing in more people, so that's
No, I
pretty
said, do
introduction.
you have anything that you would like to say or ask before they bring in more people?
Oh, see, I didn't even hear that first part. All I heard was to bring more people, so I was like, ooh, they're bringing in more people.
They will, but I wanted to know if there's anything you guys are going to do before that, or anything you'd like to ask before that. I don't
mean, I'll
want to rush you guys.
I guess I'll turn to Saren, seeing as the other sibling doesn't seem to want to talk to anybody right now.
It's not right now.
Yeah.
I'll bring up. It's not right now. She's an antisocial. Trust me. She's not gonna say shit.
You're a hard ass bitch.
Yeah, but I'll turn to Saren.
My name is Fenrara. It is nice to meet you.
And a pleasure to meet you as well, Miss Venrora. Mrs. You're not married, are you?
Yes.
Miss. I just have to be sure. Can't make assumptions these days.
I feel like it would be hard to find a ring for my fingers.
Clearly, you haven't been around a dwarven settlement. We would be able to make one for your
No.
fingers.
No, you are right, I have not. Very nice though. Good first impression.
We do our very best. She does like this like little half curtsy, but you can see like she's seems to be kind of like eyeing you, like making sure you're not, you know, being facetious about it. But she seems to understand that you're not. She seems to understand that you're not, but she's eyeing you just to be sure because, you know,
I ain't got the fucking charisma for that.
well, yeah, but she doesn't know that. And she's also just kind of like, you're different. Better safe than sorry with things you don't understand.
out loud, or?
She will ask. So, what would bring a person of your stature?
Gotcha.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes, Ryle. I'm going to ask it the way it is. She's a larger lady than someone like myself, but I have to ask, what brings someone like you to our humble little mountain? I would have thought you'd be up north.
Typically, yes. I do hail from there, but, well, let's just say it's a long story, and I wouldn't want to get into the middle of it before everyone is here.
Clearly, you haven't heard a dwarven story where the story starts, ends, and starts and ends when you have 4 different people coming in to try and hear the rest of the story, and then you have to start over. Trust me, when it comes to my children coming in to hear the stories, I get that all the time.
Well, the short version is we need some help dealing with a problem down in the capital. Let's say a problem even bigger than I am.
She kind of stares at you for a moment, sizes your seated position up and down for a second, then she kind of makes looks around and is just like, Are you going to make her not single, or are you just going to
Who's she fucking saying that to?
to you?
Ew. Hang on 1 second. I gotta fucking roll insight on this.
I'm
one
not
see what
trying to
I can-
fucking climb the mountain.
I mean, if you're willing to brave the avalanche.
For that shit, bro. Ah, it's only a 13.
Yeah,
Like-
she.
Like, not.
Yeah.
Like, I'm busy. I'm not trying to do that shit now. That sounds like a fucking challenge to do.
I mean, you have time, and when have you ever backed away from a challenge?
Everyone inside. it's like the scene in the movie where one by one everyone pokes their head up.
It's literally a case of, is this bitch for real?
Just because you want to get filled up as soon as possible doesn't mean I want to.
You're not doing the filling. Oh, you're doing the filling up. You're not being filled up.
I mean, fuck. From all I know, you probably have a kid I don't even know about now.
Who is this? The sister?
How long have you been
Yeah.
gone?
I've been gone for almost a year.
Oh, yeah, not one that you don't
Well,
know
no, more
about
than a year,
born,
More
but
than a year.
one on the way, potentially. I still have to check with the doctors about that one.
Fucking, like, I was gone for like maybe 14 months. 15.
Cassie has been snapped out of her
This shit
stupor.
happens.
I knew it would.
Dwarvish banter has snapped Cassie out of the stupor.
Welcome to Dwarvish Banter.
At least momentarily, her eyes are turned over and she's looking very surprised.
You're fucking trying to. Yeah, I'm not trying to get linked up just yet. Sorry.
I never said you have to link up, just motions to Vinrora.
Ryle's sister, like, absolutely, like, all for casual sex.
I mean, you didn't say that in
Okay.
character, so I'm going to presume you didn't say it.
I did not say that in character.
In the still most deadest tone ever, you just hear Elvira has first dibs.
Who?
She looks at Vinora.
Don't give me a fucking challenge now. I'll just look at Cassie.
Don't give you a challenge? I mean, I'm not going to give it to you,
Not
but it is
you.
sitting next to you.
Not you. I'm making a joke, for Christ's sakes.
Dibs is a very strong word.
Horny bugger.
I'm not speaking of it in that respect. I mean, I sleep with who I want to sleep with.
No, I mean my sister's a horny bugger.
Oh, yes, I can see that.
What's a honey? What's a honey bugger?
She's horny. She's just horny as shit. Well, not horny as shit.
Oh, horny! I thought you said honey.
No,
That sounded
horny.
Like what's a honey bugger?
Horny.
It's like it's like a honey badger, only more dangerous.
not physically dangerous, sexually dangerous.
It's a honey badger, but insectoid.
Yeah. But yeah,
That sounds horrible.
she is my only one of my sisters to have a kid so far. Well, kids.
2 kids, 3rd on the way.
Yeah.
She's literally the 2.3 kid situation.
I hate this.
Mad. Correct.
I hate this.
Eventually, you hear someone else coming, and from the sound of it, it's someone who's got a lot of things on them, and you can hear this like this of tools and such on a belt. And coming into the room is a man with he does strike a resemblance to Ryle, but from the look of his beard, he's got years on the boy, and from the look of just himself in general, he is definitely an older gentleman, but one who is chin held high, dwarvish pride to the max. And you watch as this man looks at you all, looks to Ryle, he gives you like a very quick curt nod, and then he looks to the rest of the party for a second. I heard that my son had returned. I am Montgomery Stonegrinder, and your sister, turns to Ryle again, told me that you brought in a what you call a motley crew.
It's just my party pop.
Guru, can you spell it?
Sure. 1 second here. I would like the R, please. Not just the R. Give me the whole name, please. There we go.
Only R.
No other words. Only R.
Do you mean letters?
No take, only throw.
So R.
You're gonna die!
So,
no one else is gonna look at
Yeah.
me. I'll go.
you brought.
Cassiel, stand up. Fuck it.
So you brought with you a woman, a man, a giantkin.
Woman giant king.
I do still have a gender, sir.
You do, but I'm not at liberties to simply say that you are a man or a woman. I've unfortunately had experiences where one who is of your stature informed me halfway through a conversation of calling them a woman that they were actually a man. Can you believe my surprise?
That is polite of you, I'll give you that. We do tend to have rather large packs.
Yes, you do.
Arthur looks up in thought for a second.
Don't think about it too hard.
A very slight grin on his face, but the grin fades and he stops.
Was he about to say that he was a woman?
Can I insight that smile?
Yeah, I'll fucking do it.
I mean, you're not looking.
You're not
in
going
his
to know what he's thinking.
direction. You weren't
No,
looking
I-
in his direction anyway. So
Were you looking at
How
me?
do you...
he's not. No. He's just looking up, like
Okay,
corner of his
'cause-
vision kind of thing.
Okay, because I generally am
Wait.
up. Just want to make sure.
You know where I'm looking.
What, you stood up?
I stood up from my chair. I didn't
Yeah.
approach him.
Yeah,
Well,
you're
yeah.
still, yeah.
But you're looking at him.
Yeah.
And he's like to the side.
Yeah, he's not, like-
Oh, Arthos
Yeah.
is in his Arthos corner. Okay.
Yeah, Arthos is doing
He's
his.
in
I
the
mean,
edgelord corner.
Oh my
Let
god.
him be in the edgelord
He's
corner. It's
just
okay.
sitting. He's sitting down. Okay.
You said off to the side, and the only way
I'm
that I
the
can
loner.
see you, since I'm usually sitting right next to you, is if you're off in the
I'm
freaking
the
corner.
loner. Paris, and
Well,
the loner
I'm
rogue.
sorry.
I'm sitting
The
in the
loner road.
I'm sorry. I
Loner
didn't
road.
realize you had like fucking 180-degree vision.
Are you right behind me?
like a fucking owl. Whoa.
snaps
Are
head
you right
around.
behind me? Or are you to the side? Because peripheral
I'm to the
vision is a
side.
thing. Then peripheral vision is a thing.
Yes, but you wouldn't be able to notice the smirk just off the side.
Continuing.
Okay. Yeah, he,
You're not going to introduce any of you? You can,
Yeah,
I'm
I'll step
Arthos.
forward. just
so-
for those.
say the last name, you fuck. Squirrels.
Arthos Ibeck.
There you go.
I realize that the twins have said their last name in two different ways.
Right, Ebek, Ibeck.
I prefer animals. Wait, that makes sense.
that doesn't make sense at all. I wasn't going to question it, but you're right.
I can't! First of all, that's a lie, because you're such
This
a
is a-
braver.
This is a great fucking first impression.
She'll walk up to his father and hold out her. Well, actually, she'll just bow. Cassiopeia, Sirius Sebek, and it's a pleasure to meet you, Montgomery Stonegrounder.
As much as I hold esteem here, I am not yet at a position where I would accept a bow. And he will hold out his hand to you.
She'll take his hand.
He will shake your hand, and then after a moment, actually, I'm going to roll some for him real quick.
Am I gonna have to
He's
roll
gonna
a
do the thing.
strength check?
No.
Just fucking suplexes your ass. Just takes you in a full
No,
hug
no,
and
I
throws
know
you
what
back.
to do.
No, he is actually going to look at you for a moment, take a look of consideration, and then go, "Ah, you're of the Ibex, then.
You nod her head.
Then forgive me," and he will bow to you. I should have realized and been more formal with my presentation, madam.
No
Please
need to
don't.
bow. It's fine.
Apparently, the
You-
problem that we face puts it so that the name means nothing.
Your name
technically, we're not
means-
even in power anymore.
Your name holds much more weight than anyone can have a right to simply attempt to strip from you. However, if there's something that has happened, please sit.
I wouldn't come here, Father, if there wasn't good
Of
enough
some
reason.
urgency. You
Yeah.
were taught better than that, and I trust that you would continue to uphold those ideals. You have
Yes, sir.
yet to make me think otherwise.
He just
Cassie
nods.
takes a seat.
He will take it goes and he looks for basically his chair, which is almost it has the reminiscence of a throne, but it's more like the dad chair.
the fucking oh
Nice.
god, what are they called? Fucking the
Recliner.
recliners. Yeah.
It's not a recliner, but it is essentially this is the comfy chair. No one sits in this chair except
Lazy
for
boy.
dad.
Thank you.
A lazy boy, god damn it. Yes, it is essentially like a lazy boy, yeah.
Man just
Medieval.
hefts it right over his head, walks back over to the table.
I mean, he doesn't pick it up, he just seats
You have
himself
no
in it.
idea how much that hurts me, man. Because that's exactly what my stepdad used to do with the chair. He would just pick it up and walk to where he wanted to sit.
Nice.
I mean, this man could, but he ain't trying to flex on you right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has standards.
And no standard means there's a time and place for flexing, but it will happen.
Father,
Speak.
from what we've seen, Volfest is currently, well, it was under siege and has been conquered. And I've seen that with my own eyes, so I can attest to that.
Quick siege.
Very quick siege.
Is
King
it
was
a-
out of town at the time, and it was an inside job of the paladins of the Black Hand.
So it was for lack of better phrasing of it, an inside job, doing it when, tactically speaking, they would have less resistance. I can admire the forethought, but at the same time, it is not for them to hold the capital.
Exactly.
It is not theirs, and it is certainly not a time or place in which to do so. That being said, that would mean that with all that is being brought before me, there is more to say. Continue speaking.
It's been taken over by a creature known as Alma, which is an evil celestial that used to control these lands a long time ago.
I've not heard the name before. Perhaps it's something more of an older archive.
Possibly. But that currently is not even our biggest worry, though it is something we need to take care of, as another being like that is about to be summoned in Dedaville. And we're here looking for support, and with that support, I believe. And well, I'll switch to Dwarvish actually
Okay.
a little bit.
I imagine you're going to DM it to me.
Yeah. No, I'll say that.
Okay.
We help these people. We get our names in the right spot. We help conquer this tyrant. I would be right alongside the front lines with the king's kids, saving the country.
He'll
You-
nod slowly at that.
You would be the very man that helped fund an army, or, you know, strengthen one at the very least, that helped save the country. It's not something just to look about as a alignment choice, you know.
He will
It's
kind of
something that could benefit us both with the business and with our name.
he kind of wave you for like, go on, get to the point.
I want you to. Okay, so he's switching to Colin again.
Yeah.
There's a few things that I know you have. I know we've got some weaponry and armor. If any of us need any of that, that'd be wonderful. If you could give any. And if we could, do you know of some place that we could teleport to Dead of LA? And possibly have reinforcements with us? And am I forgetting anything else? Oh, you know those maps we've collected throughout the years with different family members?
Oh, I have many
Right.
maps. Are you looking for a specific map? Are you
Valuable
finally
things.
looking to look into one of these maps?
Possibly. Could definitely help. Wouldn't hurt to have some things of magical repute on our side.
Oh, magical reputation. Whether or not there actually is a value of worth, well, I can show you the ones that I personally have starred off on, unless you want to throw a bit more risk into the wind and look at one of the ones that we simply have. But
We have artifact. We have like good shit here.
we don't have any of the incredible things that some of these maps hold claim to, but we've made it a point to look into the things that we have purchased. We're not simple-minded fools, as I'm sure you are incredibly aware of.
Yes, sir.
Good man.
Am I forgetting anything? And he looks at the party.
I don't think so.
Out of character question, you already mentioned the other issue as well, right?
Dede Vele is the one he was discussing.
Okay.
That we need to have a way to get to Dede Vele as part of this. He
Okay.
will actually
Any- yeah.
ask you. You've mentioned a place that is not Ozelus, capital of Volfest. Dede Vele?
Wait, what? Sorry, out of character. What did you say?
You mentioned a place that is not the capital of Volfest. You mentioned Dede
Yeah.
Vele.
Yes, sir. Mentioned that in LA.
What is of importance there if you are
So-
saying the capital has been taken?
The capital's been taken by this creature that was summoned. It is ancient. It is powerful. I was trying to fly away on Vartha, and she caught one right to the back.
You can see him like noticeably just like scrunch up his face, like all of his beard seems to bristle at it.
She
Oh, yeah.
took it like a.
Beard fringes.
She took it like a champ, though.
Wouldn't expect anything less, but continue.
We were given this task by a man named Vamus, and it was to find these pages of this book and collect them. These pages are what summon these creatures, and two of them that we know of have been found. One of them is still out there, and one of the pages were already used to be summoned, and that's what brought Elma into the equation. And one of them, in a week's time, is going to summon a demon lord, or once a demon lord, into the world. What was her name again? No,
Yeah, no.
Paranormal.
that one, yes. We were allowed into an upside down pyramid that gave us ancient artifacts. To do something you need to do to get inside the main room to get the artifacts, you needed the support of a god. And he'll hold up his amulet in front of them and go, "She allowed me in there."
I would expect nothing
Not-
less from her.
Hmm.
She has already chosen you. It'd be only of as much sense as it should be that she would accept you there as well.
Which means she's got our back on this then.
I will have to put in more effort then. I'm not sure how much support I could get for you within a week, but I can
We don't
certainly.
need a lot.
Well, as much as I have for pull with various people, that doesn't necessarily mean that they will all rally in arms within such a short period of time.
Yeah, of
But
course.
I
of
can
course.
do my best to see how I can make this work with them.
Any
Do
help
you-
you could provide would be appreciated.
Do you know of a way into Dedeville? Into the middle,
I do
like
not.
this-
That is not my forte or my
Yeah.
knowledge. That would be more of. And he turns and he looks to.
Yeah, look at Dez.
Dez.
I look at Dez.
And
Yeah, look at Dez.
she's like still in her book, and like there's like a moment of like silence between everyone, and then you see like she seems to scrunch in further as if she's like, I can feel the eyes on me kind of expression, and then slowly
go-
peeks up.
I look at her, and I go, Dez, you help me with it. I'll let you take a look at this thing. And he holds up the
Amulet.
amulet around his neck.
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion check. Persuasion. 13.
She will look at you for a moment.
Ancient artifact.
You can be such a dick, you know that?
I mean, yeah.
I can talk to some of my friends. I might have a few people who might have dabbled.
Rao stops his tongue as he realizes she's about to do something nice and not say the words "you have friends." He's biting his tongue. Sadly.
We've already done it to one person in this campaign. We can't just keep doing this, guys.
Yeah, but it's yeah.
It's too easy. It's the low-hanging fruit.
One is Ryle Lemon, been one for highbrow humor. Yeah, he's keeping it. He's biting his tongue.
Yeah, but she will just again. She just kind of stares at you for a moment. She can sense. She can feel the desire to say something stupid like that. But
I
she
can feel your urge for bullshit.
yeah, but she doesn't call you out on it because you're not saying anything. But she is going to, after a couple moments, just kind of like just exhale. It's less of a breathing out, more just like this. Go back to reading her book.
Thank you, Des.
Don't thank me yet. I haven't found anything yet.
Fair enough. Okay. Where's Mom at? Is she still at work?
Kind of motions back towards where the forges are in the house, and just it's out like in the backyard sort of area. Of course she is. She's got good things to make. And armor don't make itself, and it don't make itself cheaply.
What? Alright.
You know your mother. She'll be in when she's ready. My work could stand to wait a moment anyways. It was in need of its tempering time, as it were. You understand.
Of course.
Cassie looks lost on this shit.
In the meantime, I'm sure that my daughter Saren would be willing to offer you food if you were in need of it. It is almost
What
dinner
I'm
time.
personally in need of is something to hit.
To
With all
what?
due respect. Hit.
Hit? He looks to Ryle, and he gives
Fuck.
he gives you a should I?
Where the fuck's Bella?
She'll be home soon. You think
Wait
that?
for Bella. Wait. Yeah, wait for Belladonna to get out. He should be right there.
Of course. I can't promise she won't want to hit back. Just throw a few. But she will be willing to allow you to let loose as much as you need.
Honestly, I'm probably gonna need a good knock to the head in the first place.
Yeah, she'll do the job.
She will absolutely do the job. Yeah, they both are just kind of nodding, like just yep. Bell's the
I
sort to do
imagine
that.
even Dez looks up and just nodding.
Yeah, oh yeah, Des
Not even
isn't
looks
looking up. No,
just-
she's just nodding. Just yep.
My Belle is the second youngest sister, but she likes getting her hands dirty. So, sounds like the right one for the job for you, Cassie.
She likes
Oh.
knocking heads, particularly.
I can get behind that.
I'll look at my dad.
Yeah.
You think she wants to go fight against some fucking cultist?
Only if she would be able to gain status out of it. She's still trying to become one of the Fire Guard.
Yeah.
I don't blame her. She's
I
found
mean-
a place that she feels comfortable in, but
Stopping the summoning of an ancient creature that's trying to destroy the world, I mean,
that's a world issue for her mind. Becoming part of the Fire Guard might be more simple. That being said, if you're able to tie the two together nicely, she might see it as a package deal.
Perhaps I could be assuming something, but she would as well be helping the royal family, and it might help to put a word in for her. She shrugs.
Put a word in is good. I thought you were gonna say something about, because from what I understand about my sister, she doesn't give a fuck about the royal family too much. She's more of protect the locals, you know. She's dwarvish broad all the way.
Mm.
But
Putting in a word,
think-
on the other hand,
yeah, that on the other hand could sweeten some shit for her.
I imagine they're both nodding, just like, no, yeah, that makes sense.
I don't
Pretty
assume to hold much power at all, but I would hope that my word will still have a little bit of help for her.
Yeah, I guess. Couldn't hurt to ask at the very least. Okay, so
After a
do any of us
moment,
n-
as you
yes.
seated here, what did you going to say, Butters?
Do any of us need an upgrade of armor shit? Because if so, this is the place to find it in this city.
It cannot hurt for me to get something a little bit better than what I have.
That's a conversation from the mother then, probably. No offense, Pop.
None taken. The one who has worked upon much other more important details of, such as, well, weapons, emotions towards the pick. Can't say that that was my work alone, but I did certainly put in a good deal to help with that.
Then I'll be sure to ask you, because I can need an upgrade for. And she holds up the short sword from this as well.
Wait. Wasn't this thing made a fucking couple centuries ago? And he holds up the pick. This was
He thinks
Orthodox,
about it, he's
right?
just like, oh, you're using the new one. Sorry, you're not using the
Wait.
new one. My
There's
apologies.
a new one?
There's one I am working on. It's not finished
Oh.
yet. Dez is slowly looks to Dez, and Dez, she doesn't like curl up at that. She just looks very just like calmly still looking at her book. She
That's
is
why.
working on an upgrade, but it's the sort that, according to her, takes more significant time. Yes, it does, Father. I don't know the ways of magic, but time should have the ability to be sped up in some regards. I've worked hard on this, and it deserves to be done faster, but as much as I can complain of my work being slowed to wait for other things, it is not my place to know the ways of magic as Dez does. Continue with your work. I will continue with mine. Thank you, Father.
I think this armor's the best I'm gonna get.
Well, I put on the armor so that I can be quiet when moving around, but quite frankly, at this point, I'm kind of tired of sneaking.
You're wearing leather armor, right, you two?
Yes.
Yeah.
He looks to both of you and says, you could both benefit from some heavier protection. Perhaps full
I'm
plate,
excited by this, though.
maybe
I'm not
ringmail
sure I
or
can actually
split.
wear that.
Father, even I'm not wearing fucking full plate.
You're wearing breastplate. That is still more protection than emotions to
Yeah,
their
being
clothes, just like leathers.
Well, I'm sorry, Montgomery, but full plate would inhibit my abilities. I am more reliant on flexibility and quick movement.
Are you saying that you've not seen people in full plate who can do just that? He gives you like a quirked brow, just like, really?
Not without excessive strength training.
You are a bit
Wouldn't
on
think-
the softer side.
I wouldn't think excessive would be the word, but
Yeah, I doubt I could lift the armor, to be honest.
That is fair. Kind of just nods, looking at your arms, just like, I mean, you could use a good maybe. Saren would want to feed and make sure that you are, well, better off than you leave. Perhaps a few extra pounds will help pack on more muscle.
he doesn't eat as much as probably would appreciate.
Yes, well, my daughter will certainly have words to say if he doesn't eat what's on his plate.
She looks at Arthos like, I tried to help.
It's not for me to decide
Very
such things.
capable of eating enough. It just doesn't go to muscle for me.
Fair enough.
Again, this is not my saying this. This is me saying what Saren will say. He looks to Saren, who's looking as innocent as she can, but she has definitely been looking at Arthos like he needs more meat on his bones.
Granted, if I feel full, I will not eat anymore.
Yeah, don't fucking stuff yourself. Don't want you throwing up.
That is a waste of good food.
And it would be an insult to your good cooking. He
Hmm.
turns to the daughter.
Cassie looks at him like, oh, you doing that now. That kind of expression.
He just mouths to you, good save.
Yeah, Saren looks like kind of like pleased with herself. You see Montgomery just kind of look at Arthos, and he gives you like this like half eye look of just like, not bad.
Oh my god. Every man in the room. Oh, fuck. Oh, thank god.
No, none of them were. No, Montgomery wasn't thinking, oh fuck. He's like, all right, how you gonna get out of this one? You walked yourself into this corner, walk yourself out. Yes. After a little bit, another woman will enter the room. And as soon as she enters the room, you can see like there's a place for like hanging of different items. And you can just hear as just like bigger items keep getting put down until you see this big, like basically a big fuck off hammer just get put down. You just see this woman walk in. She kind of seems to have a tiny bit of RBF, but it's more like she's just cracking her neck, just like she's just clearly had a long day at work and she's just looking to relax as she walks in. Looks at everyone in her living room and then looks to Montgomery and just like, did we invite the entirety of the city or is it just this group? Welcome to my home. Am I entertaining or am I... Oh, wow, you're home.
I've got the entertainment covered.
Ah, as long as one of us does. Welcome home.
He'll walk up and legit just give her a hug.
She
Just tell her
like
back.
she does like she gives you like a one-arm hug that kind of lifts you off the ground for a second, puts you back down.
I'll lift her back. I'll lift her ass back up. Fuck you.
She at that that seems to actually break her RBF, and she's just like, "Aye, there we go. That's what I'm expecting. That a boy."
You both lift each other off the ground.
It's like a Bethesda glitch, yeah. We're floating.
Just lifting each other off the ground until you're in the air, clipping through the ceiling.
T-pose.
Don't fucking lift me off the ground. Fucking shit.
I can still lift your scrawny ass off the ground as much as I want. Watch me do it
Fucking
again.
Scrawny.
Comparatively, I've
scrawny.
seen boys your age who are twice as thick. Pokes your arm. Well, Actually, no, you've packed on a few pounds. Good on you.
I'm pure fucking muscle, baby, and you start flexing.
Please tell me there is some slight fat jiggle. I beg of you.
He's
There-
not fat.
A little bit,
Maybe a
just because
little, but
that's
not
how
much,
the natural
really.
body is.
I was gonna say, like, you still have some fat, regardless of how much muscle you have.
Well, Batalin's almost 100% muscle,
Yeah.
but that's
You
Batalin.
got some baby face. You got a little baby face. That's
Yeah.
where the fat's stored.
Yeah, his fat stays around his face because baby face.
Yeah. I might have a job for you later if you're interested, but we can talk over that after dinner.
Interested? Well, you're going to have to, kind of like
Yeah.
rubs her chin thoughtfully. You're going to have to sell it to me. And unfortunately for you, you don't quite have the same skills as, and you hear the door open up. I'm home! As you hear another person enter the house, and it is your sister, Ruby.
Hey, Ruby. How's it going?
Hi, Ryle. How are you?
Um,
Looks over to you like that was a double take. Did
yeah,
you,
I'm here, by the way.
Did you fail? Are you
Why do
home?
you automatically assume I fail? That's like the first thing you think of is I fail. What? Feeling of family love, gotta say.
I most certainly am.
I mean, to be fair, you're home after only a year. I thought you'd be out for at least a good 2 to 3.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to save the world out here, Ruby. What you doing? Fucking trying to sell some weapons? Whoop. So,
And armor, and you'd be surprised how hard it can be trying to deliver to dwarven snobs who are trying to find details that are off with it that aren't there. As in, there aren't anything wrong with it because they're just trying to look for things like assholes. Sorry,
Hello.
don't mean to be using such language immediately meeting people, but, well, them's the breaks with
I
these
just
sort of
whisper
things.
in her ear. I whisper in her ear in Dwarvish, you're in the presence of royalty, by the way.
Yeah, as soon as she hears that, she kind of like dusts herself off to like, forgive me in my initial
Those raised
presentation.
hands, like, it's fine.
Believe it when we say we don't care.
You don't know what. Actually, yeah, you don't know what he said because it was in Dwarvish, but yeah, what she said would make sense for you to say that.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
he said it in Dwarvish. No, but she said it in a way that you would know to say
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that's
It's
why I was like,
Dwarves.
no,
I
I
was
corrected.
just trying to-
I corrected myself.
I mean, Earthos doesn't speak Dwarvish at all, so.
No. Yeah, no, neither of you do. But she said, forgive me for my initial, what I said initially. But even with that, she's still like is kind of brushing herself off, trying to tidy herself up a little bit more. Well, that being said, kind of looks to Ral and in Dwarvish says, "You told father at least. Did you tell mother?"
I haven't seen Mother yet. She started work.
She kind of like motions you like, well, get on with it. Well,
on with
she will.
what? Huh?
Tell mom.
Oh, fuck. I'll be right back. Just look to the
Yeah.
party and we'll head out.
Yeah, and she will sit down in a different chair, kind of like somewhat nearby, and she'll give definitely a look to Venrora at first, kind of like she looks you up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. You're
I
not
swear to
taking anything
Christ,
from
it
the
is-
giants, are you? I mean, dwarvish work may not be your size, but we can make it work.
I have been looking to upgrade my defenses a little lately.
She kind of gives like this quirked brow of, oh really? Well, we certainly can find ways in which to do that. Perhaps we can find a way to see if we can fit you. It'll take some time to make sure that it's appropriately to your size, but I mean, mostly that's height rather than, well, us dwarves have certainly the width for, well, someone of your stature.
I would appreciate any help you could give.
We can certainly see what we can do. You'll have to give me preferences, if you will, later. But in the meantime, welcome to our home. My name is Ruby. Ruby Stonegrinder. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Is this the one that they said to look out for, or was it Belle that they said would be the fighter?
Let me in!
Let me in!
Fucking Eric Andre's outside the stage.
Immediately people!
ass shit.
Oh my god.
Customers they wanted.
No!
You
Let the
see,
Mongols in. Sorry. go on.
you see Saren open the door, and she's still, medium sized. She's not the tallest of dwarves, but she's certainly a very built dwarf lady. Enter.
Is she 4x5 guru?
Something to that extent.
Got mad, you know that's just sick and wrong.
She ain't got the height, but damn if she ain't got the width.
That's
It's all muscle as far as you can tell, because she's coming in wearing like full splint mail armor.
holy shit.
Yeah, not plate mail, not quite that bougie, but no, she's wearing full splint mail armor. It is strapped over her in a way that clearly shows she knows what she's doing. You can see her like starting to unstrap it to begin taking off it. She looks around the room, sees all of you in there, kind of blinks for a second, continues what she was doing. All right, so apparently we've got visitors. Should I be impressed?
I'll walk up to her and hold my hand out to her.
I'm a little busy, if you can't tell, unless you're offering to help take off the armor.
Might as well. Oh, sister.
She'll kind of be like, oh, well, that's a thing then. She will let you assist her in removing the armor, because that'll take more time.
By the time that armor's off, Ryle's walking back in.
Mother was pulled to the side and just like is kind of like nodding every now and then as she's looking over everyone, just like, I see now, I understand now, this makes sense, good, yes, this, yes,
The fuck did you
Also,
do?
I also brought up don't believe anything Siren says. Siren says. Just don't listen to it.
Don't listen to the words of the siren. I mean the Saren.
You pretty much. Don't listen to her fucking call. It's not worth it.
Yep, Saren's still eyeing Venrora, just like, I mean, I could call her sister.
It's a mountain and you need to fucking grab your fucking pick and climb it.
Hey, I am a mountain dwarf, thank you.
Once I fucking helped her out of this armor, I'll hold my hand out to her then.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to meet you, Miss.
Belladina. You may call me Belle. Belladina's for when I need to be presented at formal occasions.
Or the name that said when you're in trouble. She's smiling.
Don't try and say I'm in trouble here. I've been doing good. Ryle, on the other hand, looks over to Ryle.
What? Sorry, what?
Guru,
She-
is this the mother?
No, Belle
No,
is
this
not
is
the
your
mother.
sister.
The mother is.
You are not the mother.
No. You did not send me the mother's name.
Because I told you that one out loud.
Yes, and I thought I wrote it down.
I'll
Apparently,
give
I
you the-
didn't.
You
Send it
did
to me.
write it down. It's where you look at where you wrote down the father's name, Guru. It's right below that, I believe you said.
I thought I did. Hold on. Nope, it is not here.
What did this woman just say? Like, why are they all here? Is that what I just heard from her?
From Belle?
Yeah.
No, she's going over to try and put Ryle into a headlock. You know.
Don't.
No, like she doesn't care about it. Don't. She's going to do it. I'm guessing you're like backing away, like just like no.
No, I'm trying to do. Have you seen the thing of Zarya from Overwatch wrestling a bear, where she just grabs the hands and tries to stop it?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's like, no, just you try to put up a fight against it.
Right.
Ryle.
Nope. Fuck. Yes, just under her armpit.
I'm going to assume this is the lovely woman that your father and you were talking about.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I have a
Please let
favor
go
to
of
ask of
me.
you, miss.
What's that?
I have a favor to ask of you.
Favors require me to get something out of it.
Well, it might sound slightly prudish, but you get to knock a princess on her ass during a fight.
I can do that without doing it in a fight.
Good.
Let go
now.
of me if you're gonna flirt. Come on. He's just.
I will flirt as much as I want while attacking as much as I want.
Cassie blinks. Buddy.
I admire someone who can multitask.
Cassie didn't know that was truly flirting. That's what I rolled that for.
Yeah, no, she's flirting.
She blinks.
I wasn't flirting. However,
No, the princess. She
You
blinks,
wanna-
and then there's a bit of color that comes to her cheeks. Oh,
Oh, by the way, under her armpit, he goes, "You really want to let me go?" And I cast a gesture from under her armpit.
What's your save DC?
Fuck it. He's like, "You really want to let me go?" And for the next 8 hours while you're at it. It's
Oh,
50.
never mind. She got a 9 on the dice, and even with any bonuses, she wouldn't be able to beat that.
Yeah.
So yeah, she lets you go, and she will not be laying hands upon you for the next 8 hours.
Yeah, 8 hours,
That's a
baby.
reasonable suggestion.
Yeah, you know, she's kind of like, I mean, if I'm going to be, working with someone else, I suppose I should. Yeah, I suppose.
I looked at Dez and I just gave her finger guns after casting magic. Just.
Kind of like she kind of glanced at you, just like there's a very faint nod of respect, and then she goes back to her book.
Cassie will lean down to just basically whisper in Ryle's ear. That was flirting.
It's dwarf flirting.
What the hell did I do?
Ass.
You hear the cracking of her neck. All right, princess, then outside. Come on, backyard. She walks out.
I'm terrified.
I'm gonna watch this.
Oh,
I'll get
she heads
someone
outside.
to watch.
She stares at Earthos. I thought you were supposed to help me with these things.
What, you wanted to brawl her?
No, I don't mean the fighting.
Princess, I'm not gonna wait all night. I've got food to eat.
With what?
Come on.
Help you with what?
How do I flirt with a dwarf and a woman? She,
I don't know, just flirt, like, with a normal person, like...
She stares at you with the face. It's like, what is a normal person?
Oh my god. But just...
She's already walking off, but it's like walking to her doom.
Okay, I just
Dead
look
mate
at her like...
walking.
I just look at her like, I don't know how to flirt with dwarven women. Just... be yourself.
Oh, awesome. So I'll never get laid in my entire life, and she's gonna think I'm horrible. Amazing.
Honestly.
You want to know how to flirt back? Win. That's how you flirt back.
I'm not sure that I can do that.
We
Well,
won't know until you try.
I will use the amulet
Yeah.
to just talk to her with this, like...
I think you have to be. I think you have to be
Cause like, I don't...
He is
I
attuned.
don't
Are
want,
you
like,
attuned to it?
the-
No,
wait.
he doesn't have to be attuned to it to talk through it. No.
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Not to talk
wait,
through
wait,
it.
I just realized, is the amulet gonna awaken in this fight? Okay.
It might.
So,
I mean, this isn't a dangerous
Yeah, it might have to be
fight.
danger. Yeah, it must be
Yeah.
danger.
Oh yeah, no.
So that's
Both of you are aware that there's no real danger. You're just sparring.
I mean, they know. She doesn't quite.
So Earthos, like, he speaks to the amulet, and he's just like, perform a dirty trick, a dirty combat trick on her, that gets her on her back. Yeah? And
Are
then,
you gonna have them fuck outside my house?
no,
Bro, we're all right here. We can hear you. Like they walked outside, but you're speaking through the amulet. We hear you.
he's whispering.
We're all right there, you son of a gun.
Oh, I'm crying.
He's whispering through the amulet to Cassie specifically.
Oh my god.
Something that, yes, as he's doing this, Cassie, you're noticing no one else is reacting to this.
Cassie is. Cassie's.
No, yeah,
Cassie's
no,
doing it.
Cassie is. Yes.
No, I know. I'm saying, like, she's just like. It just reads on the face of what the fuck are you talking
I just love the image of Rao's mom walking out just saying, "Oh, they're already fighting the royalty, huh?"
Ah, they're already going to show their stuff. Wonderful.
They're already T-posed to Sir Dominance.
Oh my
I would expect nothing
God.
less of my children.
I love this so much.
He just goes back to the area like, come out on top, that's all that matters. Or lose very deliberately in a cool way.
All right,
This
princess,
is
you ready?
happening in the form of gay panic. Because everyone other than Ro knows exactly what her type is for a woman, and it's standing right in front of her.
Tell you
I'm
what.
Sitting,
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
like, I'm sitting just outside this fight.
Oh yeah, no, I imagine.
I'm sitting in such a way, right,
Mhm.
that the dwarf, I can't remember her name, Belle,
Belle.
is facing away from us, and Cass is facing towards us. I don't know if this is like a circular arena where they could like.
No, it's just
turn
a
around and
backyard.
everything. Okay, yeah, he's sitting like that.
I just imagine he just like gives the Cassie the thumbs up, like you got it.
Don't die out there.
He's
Oh,
watching, but he's also like he's ready to give advice through sign language or something. Or no, through the amulet. Yeah.
oh God, this is gonna be great. I'm prepped. I'm ready.
Yeah, you literally have a wire. Like.
So what you gotta do is you gotta hit him low, rack.
No,
Oh my god.
I think I'm about as ready as I'm gonna be, and I'll pull out my weapons.
No, 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 no. Here we're gonna spar. You see, like she takes her weapons, tosses them to the side, and just cracks her knuckles as she closes her fists.
Oh, we bare knuckling in this house.
Oh,
And just to be having some extra fun with this, I'll even let you swing first. Come
he
on then.
takes a deep breath. Oh, every god above, I'm going to be dead.
Give it all your strength.
I'm gonna fucking fail. All the good rolls are gonna go up against me tonight. Fucking-
That
Yeah,
or
I
your
love
Friday
yours,
character
like,
is
can you
literally
squeeze your
going to
head?
die.
Dude,
Paris.
Paris. You like crush me in between your
Huh?
head, between your thighs like a watermelon.
Is that your strength mod?
Yeah.
You add proficiency to your unarmed strikes. You are proficient with them, but you deal
Ah,
1
okay,
plus
so-
your strength. So that is a
Very
20
bad.
to
An
hit.
initiative on this bitch.
Yeah. She let me swing first.
Yeah.
Oh.
Initiative will come after that to see if she. You can also you have multi attack, so you can attack. You know,
Oh,
more
that's
than once. Yeah.
Oh,
Also,
fuck.
I will add you an unarmed strike real quick.
Please. I forgot that I labeled this fucking thing Forky. I never use Forky anymore. Forky, I'm sorry.
Forky is still with you even now.
Forky
Yes.
is like my hidden dagger.
So yes, you deal 4 points of bludgeoning damage on the first one. Roll to hit for the second. 17 will
What the-
hit. So 8 points of damage right off the bat.
Oh, Guru.
Yep.
Rao's gonna make this fun for him.
Okay.
Oh no.
Remember that time when you pooed yourself at church? He's just gonna start screaming like obscene things.
Oh,
Roll-
sister.
Roll a charisma check. Performance, actually, if you are proficient.
Performance, I'm not, so just straight charisma. 20.
Okay. Shut your face! She's going to roll with disadvantage for her first attack.
Yes.
Natural 1.
Oh,
She forgoes her second attack to glare at Ryle. Go ahead and take your turn, Paris.
Oh, fine. Oh,
You
there
got
it
this,
is.
Kenzie.
13. She is currently not wearing armor. That does hit.
Oh. No, no,
You-
no,
no.
no.
Radiant damage.
For 4 points of damage, so that is another. So that is 12 points of damage so far.
Oh, does that mean is Cassie
God dang it.
wearing armor?
That does
Cassie's
miss.
unarmored.
Okay, good.
Just to be fair.
Yes, a 12 does miss.
Okay.
Alright, she's like, Oh, sorry, gotta keep. Brothers. And she's going to swing at you.
Hey,
Yeah?
hey! You remember that one time when we went to the top of the mountain and you farted?
Roll another performance
it
check.
alerted all the birds in the area.
Roll another performance check.
Yo, that's a good one.
That is lovely. Oh my fucking god.
Hey.
So her attack is with disadvantage.
Dude, Ryle's not doing he's not doing it next round because he's on the ground.
Yeah, she what's your AC, Paris?
It's a 13 right now.
The second one will connect.
Okay.
The first one though.
The first one
The
though
first one.
was a 10 to hit.
Oh my god.
So you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Ryle's on the ground, slamming his fist, crying.
As he should be.
Oh my fucking god. I'm so bad. This is great.
Alright, your turn, Paris. That'll hit.
Oh,
So that's
I'm
16.
not even gonna roll. Yeah, I'm not even gonna roll
Yeah.
damage. Fuck it.
19 will also hit, so that is 20 points of damage you've done so far.
good.
Yep.
Can I use insightful fighting to gauge how, or like, actually, could I just use insight to gauge like how the dwarf is holding up?
Yeah. Sure, roll insight.
Oh my god! Another.
What is with the 20s here?
We got
Um,
20.
She's holding up, like, she's a hardy woman, clearly, so she's going to be able to take blows. She's a bit red-faced from the embarrassment. She's not, like, fully distracted at the moment because Ryle's not shouting things at her, but it definitely affected her.
Oh. Is it whoever gets to like half health first?
Essentially, yeah. Well, that depends on if, you want to say, no more at that point. If you want to keep going, that's up to you.
Right, I'm saying, like, it's up to her and Cassie, whoever says time first.
I'm
Yep.
currently explaining to Vatha why I'm crying laughing and what I said with Dracon.
Oh, yeah.
We're just gonna hear like a roar. It's
you just hear like just like some weird.
blasted draconic.
But yes, she will connect with both of them. This time for a 19 to hit, and then that's a 26 to hit. So yeah, she definitely hits on the second one as well.
Yeah.
So that's another 10. Well, altogether that's 10 points of damage.
Oh, this bitch hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why Ryle's heckling at the beginning was so genius. All right, that'll hit. So that's 24.
24
Just for fun, for the second attack group,
Yeah.
can Ryle just scream out your flies down?
I really hope she's like wearing a skirt.
My second,
Yeah.
my
Is-
second attack.
No. When it gets to my sisters, I'm just gonna try to do it to one of them to see
Okay.
if he still gets distracted.
Yeah, that'll miss. So you're going to try and distract her again. Roll
Yeah,
another
just for the
performance
second
check.
Okay, alright.
Yeah, she's not listening quite as much anymore.
Sometimes a middle finger is going up, she's swinging with the other one.
Unfortunately, because she does that, she rolled a 2 on the die. So that is actually a miss. But she does hit with the
One or
first
two
attack.
attacks, I forget. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, she has 2
Another
attacks.
5.
So yeah, she definitely does hit with the first attack. So that is another 5 points of damage to you.
How's Cassie looking?
She's bruised. I ain't at half health yet.
Alright.
Ouch. I think you said that
That'll hit.
misses.
Yep,
Oh,
that's her AC. And that'll hit as well. And that she looks like she's bloodied, and she kind of like looks at you just like, how far are you going to go? Want to keep going or?
I can go a little bit longer.
All right.
You hear Arthos, and he's just like, when you think she's like weak, give me a signal, and then try and knock her over onto her back. If you really want this to end, like, in a
Cool way.
good way. Yeah. In a good way. He'd say that faster because she's currently in the middle of hand-to-hand
Combat.
combat, but
Yeah.
yeah.
The first one does the normal 5 points of damage. The other one does 6 because she did crit, but crits with unarmed strikes are basically just 1 point of damage.
Fair enough. So that's 11 points total. Okay.
Yes.
No.
That'll miss. That'll connect. Rubs her jaw.
And at the end of her turn, she just like fucking amulet just goes, I'm probably not gonna win.
She's going to do another 6 points of damage, and then she's going to miss.
6.
Yeah, she crit.
Jesus. Oh,
But then she missed. Because she rolled another 2.
so close. Damn.
Oh, Guru.
Hmm?
She has extra attack. So is she just an NPC? Does she have fighter level?
Yes, technically.
You
Was that-
wish.
Meaning
Wait,
that she
which one?
technically has NPC stats similar to fighter levels, but she has her own stuff she can do.
Mm.
The fighter levels just help me keep track of how much health she has and what she can do and such in combat.
Arthos is just waiting for the signal. He's just like, in reply to what you're saying, he's just like, well, if you do want to win, and you don't think you will by punching, that's where we go.
Alright, your turn, Paris. Oh yeah, did you swing already?
No, I'm not. Oh, yes, I have.
Yeah.
25 and the 12.
Alright.
Seems a bit underhanded, doesn't it? Just like at the end of it.
Alright, she is going to swing again. Natural 1.
Oh my.
Flirting is all about being underhanded.
Six.
Wait, has Cassie been using extra attack or no?
Yes, she has been using extra
Yes.
attack.
Do you have extra attack?
With his revised ranger, yes.
At 11th level.
Oh, then why the hell have you been fucking saying I have another attack? Oh, that's right, the dual wield bullshit.
That's
Yeah,
usually not with
another
a
one.
bonus
You
action
dual
though.
wield
Not
your own
yeah.
hands.
Yeah, you can't
Then
dual
why
wield
are
your
you
own
saying
hands. You're
I
not a
have another
monk.
attack? Because I did it under your advice.
I'll still let it happen.
I mean, I
But
don't
yeah, she-
imagine it's hard to swing your other fist.
She's
They
still
don't count as light weapons because that's what
Yeah.
monks give.
yeah.
So weird.
I know.
You would have just done like two of your hits. I just counted. You would have like 2 of your hits would have missed. In
Yeah.
that case, but it's not much.
Nah, it's fine. I'm not gonna go back on that one. This is just a sparring match anyway. As far as you know, it might just be flirting. But yeah, she completely missed you. It's your turn.
Holy shit. Fucking hell. She's getting distracted by the fucking the entire conversation.
That's a fucking 3. That's not helpful. That's also a 3.
Did they just get really tired?
Oh my god, you're right, yeah.
You people are boring me.
Oh my god.
Shut your face, Ryle.
She looks at her. How you holding up?
I could go longer. I ain't no coward.
Oh, why the hell not?
All right.
Boop.
With that, she will need a moment to breathe as she is not bloodied, but she's definitely low on HP.
Wait, does she like hold up a hand like, hang on?
No, she's going to swing at you. You take another 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Well,
Bop bop.
she kind of like does a guise of she's kind of like wiping her nose where she's been hit, and then she taps on the amulet, Earthos.
So Arthos got thaumaturgy to make the sound of a crow by Belle's ear to give the help action, basically.
Okay.
Oh
Roll
my
with advantage.
God. Jesus fucking Christ! What
If you can't
Amazing.
trip, that's a
That's an athletics check to
athletic
trip.
check.
athletics?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hold up.
I think you should be insane.
It's 14. Nope. This Mr. Paul
With
is
advantage,
now that
Paris.
one. Oh, okay.
You got the help
Well, with
action, remember?
advantage, it would have been a 13.
Oh.
Because it's the same roll. Yeah, up to you.
I'll let it be from the athletics roll. But yeah, you go to start, flipping her over, and she's acting like she's ready to take it, but then you move her in just such a way that she's not expecting, just because you're a little bit taller than her, because you're an Azmar who's of humanoid's height, well, human height rather, and you kind of get your foot right behind her, and as she's stepping to try and slide it into a stance, you kind of stop her, and it throws her off just enough that as you push against it to push her back up, you just see her watch her just kind of go airborne for a second, just thump onto her ass.
Charlie Brown!
She's just kind of staring up at this guy, just like, well, this ceiling of the mountain, just like, fucking ow.
Should I go through the formality of pinning you, or do you want to just say it happened?
It happened, Oh no. Leans to the side and snorts out some blood out of her nostril.
Don't
Bet.
tongue each other down on the floor, please.
Don't
Christ.
hold her hand out to her.
She'll take it and let you pick her up.
Arthos is just like thumbs up. Thumbs up.
I did it.
In the background, it's just behind them. Yes, you did it. Way to go.
He's just like fist pumping.
My sister's got it.
I needed that fight more than I thought I did.
I enjoyed that fight more than I thought I would. You're not exactly untalented. Definitely going to need to talk more later, eh?
She nods her head. She's just like scratching the back of her head.
But first, I do think you're going to want to taste my sister's cooking. She's actually really good at it. And again, she stays at home all the time. But come on. Come on, stop
Good
gawking
over.
at me. This ain't the first time you've seen shit like this in the backyard. Hell, I remember when I threw Ryle through a goddamn window. You remember that, fucker? She walks towards you like she's going to just do exactly that.
Miles on the floor laughing.
He can't defend himself.
She picks you up by the scruff of the neck and drags
No,
you
she
back into the
doesn't.
house.
The suggestion, remember?
Yep, yep, she can't lay hands on you, so she's just standing over you, wanting to, just staring at you like, why don't I want to? I want to do this, but I don't want to do this. Ugh! Ugh!
What did you do to me?
Remember when you upset father, you tried jumping over the fucking fence and you got stuck by the back of your pants?
I'm going to kill you.
in
I
7 hours and 45 minutes.
I will very gently lead her away from
She needs to be led away, because she's just standing over him, wanting to do him the heckin' murder.
Oh, I'm so dead in a few hours, but it's so
Oh, you said 8 hours, so it's going to be a whole new day, and you're just going to get blindsided. It's going to be choo-choo, motherfucker.
I just like in my head imagine.
Just
Wake
like
up!
fucking- walks out of his bedroom, gets like clothesline pushed down the stairs.
Wakey wakey eggs and fucking you.
I love the brother solidarity and trying to get their sister together. That was excellent.
I love the duality of brothers who are those and rivals.
Man.
I'm gonna get my sister laid. I'm gonna make fun of my sister until she can't focus on anything other than me. She's gonna want to kill me.
I'm gonna fuck her over.
Hey, yeah, I'm gonna help. I chose to help Cassie.
It's what she
It's,
needs.
it's
But-
called found family for a reason.
Oh god. This was amazing. this is amazing. I'm gonna get my grub on now. She's fucking hungry.
While I was walking inside, he's like taking, the banner,
Yeah.
or like the cloth that hangs between his legs.
Yeah.
He's leaning down and using it to dry his eyes.
Cassie will lean down to his ear. Thank you. She just smiles at him.
My pleasure.
She looks at Earthos and it's like she's considering something, and then she just fucking shrugs, and she will pull him into a bit of a side hug. I was not
You'll
expecting
have
that to work.
You see?
Okay, now let's get some fucking food because I'm hungry.
Dinner time.
Finally,
Oh.
some delicious fucking food.
Finally, some good fucking food.
I've been eating rations for weeks.
Oh no, this is the dwarven version of a common meal. In other words, buffet style.
Oh,
For weeks, we've spent the past few days in a town.
Yeah, in the capital. You were in the capital.
I didn't get to enjoy the good food for long. Ah.
Meat's back on the menu, boys.
Is there cram?
There is cram, yes. I don't know what cram is, but there is cram.
Oh god. My life is complete.
See, Gyrus is missing out because he can't have any of the cram.
Oh god.
For some reason, Gyrus strikes me as a fucking vegetarian in the first place. I know he's not, but he just seems like he would be. Gyrus will never know. We'll get Taurus and you're like, I'll make sure to that. Fuck you.
Okay. They don't have a lot of cram. You know, the biscuit like
There's no
food.
cram. Cram is like intestines and shit, girl. There's
Yeah,
no cram.
it's
No, I'm
not-
talking about the bread from like Lord of the Rings sort of cram.
Oh, yeah, I'm talking about actual cram.
No,
Cram is like a bucket of intestines, kind of.
no, there's not cram. I mean, there could be because they eat what they want, but there's not cram on this table.
Oh, please tell me Venrora likes eating haggis. I don't
What
know why
is
she-
haggis?
Haggis
Shoot
is-
stuff with meat and barley.
A classic.
I just watched that episode yesterday.
Honestly, probably if she like gets haggis, like she wouldn't
feel-
turn it away. It's
They
not what she
feel
would
like
eat for first, though.
They
I feel
don't
like
eat
if you-
boudin.
Oh
Say
god, boudin balls. Fucking hell.
It's so good, Paris.
I don't like them. I don't know what it
It's
is.
so good, Paris. What? You don't like intestines?
No.
Boudin in general is like Cajun haggis. It's the only way to put
It really is.
Ah.
Not
it.
lie.
It probably tastes better though. I've never had actual haggis. Normal boudin can't eat. Boudin balls I'll eat. Boudin balls they made with intestines.
Oh goodness.
Sorry for the digression there.
No, you're fine.
You're all insane, and I love you all. But also, you're all insane, and I love you all. But you're all insane, but I love you
You
all.
have
But you're
no
all
idea
insane.
how much this was what Cassie needed.
Oh no, I got a very distinct impression that this was what she needed.
Hey nephew. By the way, I have another present for you.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the other one. This is my other nephew because he has had two, right?
Yeah.
The other one, go. Hey, guess what?
Huh?
I'll take out some a little pinch of like this iron powder,
Yeah.
and I rub it on his head like communion, and he grows double the size.
Oh!
I can reach all the food, and you just see his mother just look at you, just like, no magic at the table.
Everybody starts running around as big boy.
Yo, yeah.
I am big boy.
I am no longer baby.
I am no longer baby.
Why did that quote come up 3 times?
I don't know.
Because it's been working so well.
But yes, he runs around for the minute that it is before he becomes himself again. And he's like, again.
I can't, unfortunately, because I'll stop your aunt from attacking me.
Aww.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Me too.
Alright.
I guess.
So, you started something. You started something that you may regret.
Possibly.
Story of our lives.
I will sit next to Belle, by the way.
Mm-hmm. She
And I'll
is
kinda-
glaring at you. She's doing the Monsters University, solely glaring at Mike as you're moving around, just.
Okay. I'll take
touch
this.
her. I'm gonna touch her plate with my pinky finger. And
She-
while I'm doing it, I'll cast prestidigitation on it.
Oh no! What are you doing now?
I'm making a symbol, an image appear on
Okay.
of just all the things I've described tonight in like comic book type pen.
Oh, that's pretty tight.
She wants to do you a murder, but she can't do anything because the suggestion won't wear off for another 7 hours at least.
I'm seeing all of this, and in the back of my head, hang on.
Yeah. Oof.
Well, for Hive, she wasn't gonna do it. So she'll lean to Belle's ear and go, on the bright side, at least she'll have a cute ass. And she will just lean back and go right back to.
Belle. That actually seems to make Belle compose herself better. As she kind
I
of
love the
leans
idea that
back,
her
just
face
kind
is
of.
red for 2 different reasons right now.
Oh no, yeah, her face red as can be, but she's just staring forward, takes her food, and just starts eating slowly.
I'm gonna kill you.
Lyle is the best wingman, I'm telling you. It's different than Earth's wingman style. Raul will do it to just make someone so upset at him they like you more.
Oh my god.
The problem is, it's working. Or is that the good thing? I don't know.
That's the good part.
But yes, you oh man, you see a full spread of food ranging from casual meats and there's vegetable spreads as well, but those are more like those are the promise of more food to come, if you will.
Yeah.
Like this is a dwarven
Oh, I just
household.
realized something I'm gonna do.
Hmm.
After dinner, so just imagine it after this. But Ryle's gonna describe to everyone where their sleeping locations are, where they can. I just wanted to
where to bed
throw it
down
out
and
there.
such.
Yeah. We've got extra rooms. I'm positive about how much.
Oh yeah, no, you definitely have extra
Yeah.
rooms.
Guru,
That's no
I'm gonna
problem.
DM you something.
Yes.
Oh no.
Please tell me you're doing what I think you're going to do.
Oh, he's going to direct Cassie to Belle's room. Oh.
Yeah, I'm not gonna DM it. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I
The direction he did was the developer room. Yeah.
knew it! Well, that's for obvious fucking reasons.
Look. Okay. Listen.
That's because, like, I knew that would happen because that's what I would have done.
Listen.
I love how
Look.
everyone was like, oh, we know where this is going.
She's had a stressful day. The least she could do is get laid. Like, I'm not wrong.
This is. Oh God, Butters! I just immediately thought, why are you bullying me? I'm right.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be interesting.
Glorious. I will tell you this immediately. When you show up at her door, like, oh wait, is this the right room? She will say, yes, this is the right room.
Yes. It's game time.
God help poor Cassie.
It's all down to you, Cassie. I'm sorry. But we can't give you support from now on.
We gotta have you fly solo.
You've reached the point of no return. Now get in there.
We haven't got any
Oh
more
my God.
reinforcements. You're gonna have to go in alone.
Jesus Christ.
After, so are we? Anything happened during dinner? I should say.
Nothing specifically. They do like get more of a look at everyone with everyone, all the dwarves now being able to guess around. With also, let me see. You've met all of them. No, you also do see your eldest sister
Yeah.
come out of the
Okay.
forges. She was working a little bit later, and so she comes in a little bit late. But she comes in as she walks in, looks to Ryle, looks to everyone around the dinner table, sees just how many people are there. Just lets out this slow, exasperated, just sits down, looks at everyone. Has Ryle got you wrapped up in something, or are you just here to be friends?
Time.
No. This is a success, Ryle. You have friends.
I've always had a friend.
You can see Urthos just like he's covering his mouth.
No, Ryle, I said friends. Having Vatha as your friend is one thing. Having friends is a different.
Fuck you.
Cassie's just biting into her lip.
Love you too. I'm Jade. Jade Stonegrinder. Daughter of Montgomery Stonegrinder, of the Stonegrinder family. And you all are?
Cassiopeia. Bless me.
Pleasure to meet you as well, Miss Cassiopeia.
Sorry.
You're fine. You're roboting just a little bit, but I understood what you were saying.
No, she's apologized because she's laughing at Ryan.
Amazing.
Oh no. I look at Ryle and it's just basically like, I guess it had to come back to bite you in the ass sooner rather than later.
I'm half a mind to make a boss. I'll bite you on the ass.
Resignation.
But then, language switched to Infernal. My sister wouldn't have as much fun. Just
Fucking
openly at the
bright
dinner
red.
table. Just openly at the dinner table.
You hear your father say, none of that's in Infernal, none of that speak at the table. Most of your other siblings, except for Jade, are kind of looking at you like, what? Jade's looking at you like, and in Infernal says, really? And Montgomery points to her just like, not you either.
Oh no.
Ryle just says with the same smile, just be silent.
I've said my piece.
Basically, yeah.
Why are you booing me? I'm right.
Oh my god.
After dinner, though.
Yes.
Also, you will meet my mom a bit.
Oh yeah, no, she will
Yeah.
discuss things with you. She will let you know that between the two of them, her and her husband, she is the one who will do the armor. So if you need any iron, steel forged armor, obviously not iron. Iron is made into steel, which she works on. Whether it be shields, regular armor, heavier armor. Basically, she can make any kind of armor that you need.
I will probably ask her for an upgrade.
She'll kind of look you over.
Breastplate's nice, but
Looking to upgrade
So-
half plate finally? Or are you looking to go
yeah,
full?
probably. I don't want to strain Vatha's back.
Oh no, that's why I was asking. I didn't imagine you
Yeah.
would. Voltha's been part of the family since you were born, so I don't imagine you'd want to put a stress on her.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just gonna stick with half plate if possible.
I've got a few things I can work on with that, but I've got a few I've already had worked on. We can see if they still fit.
Does mess with any of them?
A little bit. Not
Eh.
a huge amount, but enough to allow it to be more. Des, what was it that you worked on with them? Des like looks up from her plate, like she's at like food in her mouth, and she very properly just like she does not eat big bites. She eats small bites, but even any little bit of food in her mouth, she just seems to be like chews it very slowly, finishes swallowing, pats down her lips, rubs down her fingers, like she has a whole process before she's like, mm, you'd wanted me to see about getting it to have a resistance to a damage type. I figured the most sane option of doing so would be fire. She kind of like nods. I like, yep.
Oh, what Votha got hit with, what dragon we're about to look at, and I don't know what this abyss thing is. That might be very.
Clearly, I'm missing things.
Oh yeah,
There's,
and I'm gonna fill them in on everything. They're
Oh, yeah, I
family,
know.
They're getting to know everything.
Yeah, Mamo, I guess you already told this to. The rest of the family's like looking at
Yeah.
you like, well, you know, if you'd started with letting us know when we were making fun of you before, thinking that you were just here just to have a fiesta, or siesta rather.
And then I would say to Belle, I know you hate me, but these fine people, looks to the royalty, would put in a good word for the to their father, who would put in a good word to the king of the mountains, that is, for help you get in the guard if you want to help us with this fight coming up.
Roll a persuasion check.
A persuasion?
A persuasion.
if I could, can I help him out with this?
Persuasione.
What are you saying?
I could add that having walked beside you and with you now, I could certainly vouch for your prowess for the fight as well, if I have to talk to the man myself.
With advantage.
Okay. Let's hope Ryle is charisma enough.
Charisma, I hate this.
Let's hope he has enough Bethesda in him.
Maybe he has enough charisma.
It is doing the big lag.
Hey!
24.
So you're asking me.
23.
She will consider it for a moment, and then she will look to Cassie specifically. So you're asking me to accompany you on your journey, and then you can see for yourself my abilities. Looks to Ryle, just like looks back to you. Is
I mean,
that
it
so?
certainly helped, but I already have enough of an idea of how hard you hit. She kind of like rubs her jaw. I imagine that when you have an actual weapon in your hands, it's much harder.
Oh, faint musical notes. Yeah, Careless Whisper starts playing in my sister's ear. With prestidigitation.
She closes her eyes and she tries very hard to focus on thinking without wanting to think of only murder. It's hard. It's one of the hardest things she's ever done in her life.
It's Ryle singing Careless Whisper, too.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, I figured.
Worse.
I figured.
Oh, I can feel it coming in the air tonight.
Once these 8 hours are over, you fucking dead.
Yo, I'm helping get my sister laid. She needs to thank me.
She needs to get laid first.
Fair enough.
She's not at that point. Right now, you're still at the teasing phase.
But yes.
If having extra assistance would be beneficial to you and your party, I wouldn't be against offering my assistance so that you can give a more personal viewpoint on how well my fighting prowess truly is with weapons and the like. I'm not saying that I am required to come. If you wish to, just based off of that, I certainly.
Coming is always optional.
Of course.
Ryle's
Hold
holding
up,
back.
hold up, hold up, hold up.
Pauses for a second, realizing what he said.
Arthos pinches his nose.
Squints at
Ryle-
you.
Dude, Ryle's like head down in shame that he said it. Like, he's even upset that he said that one.
Oh yeah, she like says that, squints, and then turns to snap her head to look at you, just like, what the fuck did you just say, bitch?
Kind of looking at like the rest of the table, like if they had noticed at all.
They probably did. This
I
is
love that.
their family.
Dude, I love the fact that some of it would probably click for some of them, but not others, which is hilarious.
Oh yeah.
I just
My
imagine
father
Dad
probably is
just
like,
"Hmm."
yeah, my father is probably staring me down. With
Oh,
eyes
he's giving you the dad look. He's over the table, just like,
I'm sorry, I cut out briefly.
Like-
What did you say?
I said, I said, coming is always optional.
Oh, well done. Right in front of the family. Well done.
Dude.
no filter.
Again, once these 8 hours are over, you're
Lord.
dead.
Yeah, he just looked at Bobby and was sorry.
Oh.
I'm trying to hold it back. Trying to hold it back.
Trying and doing are two different things, son.
I'm
do
wondering how
better.
she hasn't hit you already.
Magic.
What?
Oh, I haven't got to use that spell around your people yet. Yeah, I can,
Eyes
I've learned to talk.
widening as she turns to glare at you with the most "I will kill
You are
you"
gonna
expression.
you are gonna find out in a few hours anyway. I'm gonna be honest about it. Magic.
Deep breaths. Don't have a stroke.
The best part is that suggestion doesn't actually tell the person, as far as I remember.
No, she would have known. No, she would have known something magic went down by now.
Oh no,
She
she
has-
did, but she
okay,
didn't know what it
yeah.
was specifically yet.
No.
I'm gonna tell her, bro. Ain't no biggity biggity bitch.
Oh, I can't look. There's about to be a murder.
But yeah. And then I'm like, if my dad really has any better weapon than this pick, I'm like, I'm all ears. But
He's still working on it, sadly, because Des
Yeah.
is still working on it. So basically, he is making a. He's trying to improve upon what was made for your pick, but he needs Des to actually finish making it.
Yeah, I imagine that's gonna take a while.
Yeah,
Fuck.
because they're trying to make something
Yeah.
better than a +2 war
Plus
pick.
2 war pick, yeah. After dinner though,
Not impossible though.
I would tell everybody their sleeping arrangements probably.
Yeah.
But then I'd go to someone after that.
Okay.
Earthos, big boy.
Hmm.
Ryle would look at you and go, "So I helped your sister get de-stressed. For now. It's your turn. Not the same way I did for my sister. Follow me." And he just starts walking out the house.
Oh lord.
All right.
Well, I know we seem kind of like a happy family now, but that's because guest over and your royalty. So most of my family is saving face. He's saying that like when they're walking with me. You know, you're gonna act different when company's over.
Yeah, fair enough.
When I wanted to escape from my family, which I often did, especially my I often went to this place I'm about to bring you to. It's a bit under the radar, but
Well, I like under the radar.
yeah, it's the type of place you'll see a dog dancing on the dance floor every once in a while. So
That sounds
Yeah.
pretty good, actually.
yeah, it's a chiller place. I'm basically taking Earthos to a jazz bar.
That's what I figured.
Yeah,
You're taking him to a place where they've got, you know, that nice low bass and a smooth jazz. There's usually a guy
I
just
love this place.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Something tells me out of all the music Ryle will listen to, jazz would be a big one. So he's like, yeah, and he just takes you to this like whatever tavern. I imagine there's a shit ton of taverns in town.
Oh yeah, there's a number of taverns because of the fact that there's dwarves who are like, yeah, we're good at what we do, but we want to show that we can do it better, and so they'll like have like one on every corner for different
Yeah.
families with different ones, basically saying if you go to one over the other, we're not saying you have a preference for one thing or another. It's just that if you go to there and then you leave to go to another one, you're sampling. They're curious to see which room you'll end at. But for people like yourself who has come there for specifically smooth jazz, you've been seeing enough that a few people see you and like, Ryle, hey, you're here to
Oh, yeah.
listen again?
Yeah. Well, it's not just smooth jazz. But yeah,
Oh, it's not
I'm
just
here
smooth
to listen to
jazz,
some
but
good
they know
music.
you essentially, and they're like,
Yeah. I'm gonna listen to some good music, my friend here. And I'll
Of
pat him on
course.
the back.
Does he have preferences himself?
Yeah, he loves jazz flute. He just nods.
Kind of looks at you like,
I
hmm.
look at Ryle like. I don't have much of a preference, but jazz flute does sound nice.
All right. Do you prefer Brast?
What did you say?
Brast.
Brast.
Brass?
Ah, you must be from you're definitely Ryle. You haven't told him about Brast, and basically he's talking about a saxophone.
Oh. Fucking reed instrument. Wood. It's newer. It's different.
Apparently some of the gnomes got together with some of the dwarves and such, and they were like, "Hey, we need this forged," and we were like, "It's really weird." But then we actually finished it up, and the gnomes started to swing with it, and let's just say it found a home here. If you catch my drift.
Give that a go, I suppose. Yeah. Why not?
All right. So have a seat. There's a table over there that's still open. We usually have a few that are still open around this time of night, but don't
Is
worry
there-
your head about it.
Is there a kind of smoking area?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take him with that. I'm guessing a lot of shit about Earthos' personality more in casual situations, so I'll take him to a smoking area, kind of.
Place where he can smoke and get himself some smooth jazz. As you see a dwarf coming on, just he takes a moment to like warm up. Does a few like scales and such, and like a few people that are getting settled in, and he just like slowly begins putting it in on the jazz, kind of letting it kind of build up as everyone's kind of they bring their voices down just a touch, just to let the music kind of just permeate the room, and it's good jazz.
If we're gonna be here a few days, I wanted the first one to at least, I wanted to see that I saw my sister was flirting with Cassie and she didn't deny it. I figured give her some, a way to relax.
Oh, I was
And-
doing the same thing.
Exactly, yeah. And then you seem like you've been stressed as shit lately too, so this is the least stressful place I currently know of in the world. So
Does seem pretty nice. What does the building look like?
The building, it's a stone structure that looks like it's been carved, like with clearly whoever carved this did so with the intention of making this a monument to music. It's got various different, mostly dwarves, kind of carved into various like plaques along the sides of the walls, like carved. Like this isn't just like painted. Like, if you manage to get into the Hall of Fame here, your face is carved into stone. Oh, Paris, no! Don't do this to
I
him.
need to. I need to reply to this. So, you hear Earthos. Ryle sees Earthos just kind of like. Give me just a second. Cassie's calling. I go back to like I go to the amulet and be honest with her, and if she's a good person and she does look like it, she will help you along. Alright. Takes off the amulet, puts it in his pocket.
I do have a question for you though, because I've got time to speak to just you, and you seem like the most chill out of the party, so I wanted to ask, what are your hesitancies on tuning into that thing?
Well, I'll be honest, I'm a bit suspicious of magic. I don't know about magic that much. Never have. And so, yeah, I just don't trust it.
I'll get that.
Partly, as I said to Vamis, like, I don't think I really proved myself in the pyramid. Not to my standards, anyway.
So, what do you need to do to prove yourself then?
Well, those 3 tests, the strength of mind and will, and what was the third option?
Worthiness, I believe,
Yeah.
is the third one, technically. Something like that.
Mind, heart, and courage.
Those 3 tests, mind, heart, and courage.
Well, mine, I've seen you do some pretty clever shit with you already.
Yeah, I don't doubt the mind bit, to be honest.
Heart, you just went out of your fucking way to get your sister, who just lost her best friend, laid. I mean, you know, some. And courage, I noticed you weren't. When I was flying above the city, you were doing something before I got there. What did you do before I got back with the group in the city? In the capital. What were you doing?
Okay. I helped the the servants get out of the castle.
You went out of your way, ran towards the fucking danger, albeit you flanked it, but you still went towards the fucking danger to make sure people's lives were saved. Correct? I'm not telling you to fucking attune to it. I'm telling you from what I know it's about to do for me, it's gonna help in this upcoming fucking fight. And if it thinks you deserve it, it will give it to you. Right? It'll give you the power. And the thing about trusting it, I'm guessing you don't like gods that much.
No.
We're more by ourselves, right? Like in this area? I'm guessing there's not too many, right?
Mm-hmm.
Brow's taken off his breastplate at this point back at the house. So you see he rolls up his sleeve and he points at the markings that covering his hands. Because he usually wears like these gloves. And he just takes off the gloves and rolls up the sleeve, and there's fucking markings everywhere. And he just goes, "A god did this to me. The same one that's letting me use this amulet. They decided to do this to me at birth.
Wow.
I don't like them fucking either. But then nothing if not useful. That's why I see gods less of something to rely on and something more of a useful thing if they're in your corner. You know what I mean?
I see what you mean. And as much as I don't like gods, I also don't like seeing people as just useful.
I can see that. I'm just saying that, yeah, no matter what happens, I'm gonna try to keep a head out and protect you and your sister, because you people do need to be alive by the end of this, no matter what.
Yeah.
Because I know you, with your fucking head, any knocks on your forehead, are gonna try to protect your sister before yourself at sometimes. And I was kind of worried about that.
Well, it depends, really. Cassie doesn't want to be protected. Well, she doesn't want to be.
Baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody does. I don't think anybody wants to be baby.
She wants people to respect her free will.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if I'd really sacrifice myself.
I hope you wouldn't. Sacrificing yourself for someone is really it's a noble thing, but it's just not always worth it.
I don't
Yeah.
say that from a standpoint of like this is what I believe. It's more just I don't think I could really see it in advance.
Yeah, I get you. And I am sorry for bringing up kind of dark shit when I'm trying to make sure you're chill and everything, but
Oh, it's
I-
fine.
yeah,
I'm
I just
surrounded
wanted
by dark shit.
to point out that it's going to be worth it possibly to use these things, but really respect the decision of you saying no to it. But we're about to go into some fucking struggling times, my man, you know? Because I have a worrying feeling that we're not going to be able to stop the dragon from being summoned, and even this demonic creature, no matter how hard we try, is my biggest fear currently. So, we're going to have to put up one hell of a fucking fight.
Yeah.
And we'll need to be at max strength for that, which I don't like fucking relying on this thing. I much rather rely on my own skills and my own abilities that I've trained myself with, you know? But
I'm actually the same.
yeah, but you gotta know when you're outgunned, you know? When the other man has a higher weaponry than you, you kind of have to adapt. Like, if I could use this pick, walk up to those things, and fucking kill them where they stand with no problem, or even some problem, I'd be fine with not using this anyway. But we're going against things that could fucking wipe out landscapes, you know? Cities. Kind of fucking wild. How did we get pinned to fix this? I always thought about that too. Like, does that get related back to the gods?
Don't know. just not very lucky, I suppose.
Also, fuck destiny. I don't believe in that
Yeah.
shit. I believe that my life is what I make of it, my choice is my own, you know? It's not really up to some fucking creature that's quote unquote omniscient to tell me how my life is going to end up, you know?
I love those smiles. And he picks up a drink. Like, I assume you have drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
Mark off a couple copper.
says-
4.
I got it.
He says, "I'll drink to that."
Yeah, he holds it up with you. Our lives are our own, and I gotta say, even though they're probably wanting us to kill these things, I kind of want to have killing a god on my resume, killing a celestial on my resume. I mean, how could that hurt? I mean, this takes a. Let's just take the night while the world is crumbling around us to try to from now on for the rest of the night forget about that shit going on and enjoy some good fucking music.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So you guys are able to listen to smooth jazz, get some snacks, little finger foods you can enjoy as well. And overall, it's a good night. Paris has a few struggles, but ultimately overcomes them.
I've always found it so easily on myself. What the fuck?
No, that ain't the struggle.
But yes, you are able to have some fun. And eventually, the morning will come for the next day. Question for all
Yeah.
of you. Do you guys want to call the session here and continue with more things in the city later, or do you want to continue just a little longer? We are hitting the 3-hour mark.
I think calling it here.
Okay.
Because this feels like a good place for, like, casual.
Yeah.
Can I get that fire protection half point?
Yes, I'll say that by this like before that point, when you wake up, Des has snuck into your room and gotten it for you.
I stand out of my bed, give her a hug. I'm butt ass naked.
Now, very, very. Oh yeah, she doesn't like it, but she has to accept it.
Here you go. Big hugs. He just lets her go with a smile.
Mm.
Oh, I realized when I was about to get clotheslined.
Yes, at some point he'll accept it though.
Wham! Knocks him on his ass.
Yeah,
Good
is
morning!
he wearing the armor at this point, or is he naked at this point?
You're naked. You said you were naked.
Yeah.
As soon as you walk out of her room, just boom, 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 slam. Good morning. She doesn't care.
Ah. Your tits hanging out. And
Eh.
you start standing up.
You've seen Wes.
Sadly.
Cassie's
Amazing.
waving at him from the end of the hall.
Only her head is poking out and her hand.
He looks to Cassie. You're welcome. He's standing up. He's about to start putting on his half plate now. Just to try it on.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit tight, so it just needs a little bit of loosening up here and there to actually get it to fully meet. But then
well,
again,
the magical of it, the essence of it does that.
oh yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. But it's tight
Not
at first.
chunky.
More that he's developed a little bit of extra muscle, or perhaps chub. You don't know which. But it was made for you pre your leaving. But as the magic settles in, it will eventually adjust itself to your proper form.
AC up by 1, baby.
Nice.
And fire resistance.
And fire resistance.
But yes, this has been fun. Gyrus has made his choice. And
Guys,
we
can
will...
we just bully his next character, please? No matter, or Taru's next character, no matter what happens, please.
If it's the next
Just-
character that I think it is, you might get bullied anyway.
Yeah. Just.
Why you
go
bully me?
after the tween.
We'll see how things go. But that being said, for everyone watching with us, thank you so much for watching with us. This has been fun, as per usual. And until next time, we've been with Team Cup. We'll see you all later. Bye-bye.
Woo!
Woo.